Welcome. I am the Last Hit Point Hero, and you have found your way to TPK Roleplay. We are so very glad you're here and hope you enjoy your stay. Over the course of really just a couple more weeks now, we shall be playing our way through the Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition adventure module Curse of Strahd. Into the swamp in which once dwelled those who crossed the Lord of the Land. What waterlogged leftovers must they face to make it through? Don't know. We'll have to wait and see. First and foremost, no attempts to make the story child appropriate have occurred, while necessary changes to the original material and the problematic elements have been altered. This is still a dark and stormy gothic horror story. This actual play stream contains adult language, description of violence and light gore, scary images. They're wading through a swamp, so if you know, snakes, crocodiles, waterlogged zombies, odds and ends. Yep, prepare for some of those this evening, and generally speaking, a great deal of darkness. Our players are here to bring the light. Safety tools are in place for the players, but you as a viewer do not have such a luxury. So if you know of any sensitivities to any of those topics, please keep a teleportation spell prepped and readied. Barring that readied action, trigger, kickback, relax. Keep all heads, hands, paws, and claws inside the stream at all times. Slap that follow button to join the wonderful world of TPK Roleplay. Click on the Discord link that I am certain will spontaneously appear in chat at any moment, shortly, soonly. I'm positive it'll be there. And above all else, be good. That's the rule. Be good. Subsection 7, item B, line 2. With no other announcements in mind, you may not know these amazing players, so let's change that. Everyone here will say hello, introduce themselves and their character, plug other shows or projects they're participating in, games that they play, what they're up to, and what would their character find written on their own tombstone. Just a morbid epitaph. One or the other. That's what Google's for. So.
Sure.
That is our plan. We will begin our introductions in the upper left corner of your screen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everybody, it's the NIF about to go live. Never NIF.
Okay, I didn't get that reference.
Neither did
But hi. Okay, cool. I'm not alone. Hi, I'm Nif. I'm playing Bright, the Tiefling Genasi Artificer. She's pretty cool and pretty panicked and wasn't thinking about her own death. So that's fine. Yeah, I am the Gremlin of Modules Week here at TPK, and I'm around for fun, good stuff in other corners of the internet, and I like crafting a lot, so come hit me up for crafts. I have nothing more to say besides what would be on a tomb. I guess I don't know that she actually would have a tombstone. Like, I'm pretty sure Vistani don't do graveyards. So I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know that she would want anything written on. I don't know.
The world building opportunity. Maybe they carve their names underneath the wagons, in the frame of the wagon.
Ooh, that'd be cute.
Very nice. So they're always on the road with their family.
Okay, now I'm gonna think about that. I'm gonna think about that while everyone else goes, and then I'll decide.
Perfect. Working our way around in the upper center. Tonight's the night. Let's Noir it up. He brought his dice. Let's roll 'em up. Noir
I got
Enigma.
that one.
I love the fail, y'all. Nah, I'm just imagining Uther doing the shuffle. Hey everybody, oh my god. Oh wow, I got the Bob hot sauce in my eye. Long story. Hi everybody, I'm Noir Enigma. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch. Don't laugh, it's your fault. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and Instagram as the Noir Enigma. You can find me on TikTok as just Noir Enigma because I forgot my password. Holy crap, this is hot. On Friday, I'm gonna be co-hosting Gen Con's Table Talks. So please stop by and check that out so that they might hire me. And I have 2 different tombstones for Uther. One of them is Here Lies Uther. He died angry, and then the other one is Here Lies Uther. He fucked around and found out. So those are his tombstones.
Not no means no Strahd dabs.
Oh my god!
Do you need to like go wash your eye out or something?
Blink, 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 blink. Don't rub. Blink.
Cry it out. Cry it out, my dude.
Cry it out.
Endure. Uther would.
Endure. What would
Yeah.
Uther do?
I'm
Body.
just take it like Uther.
Just get into character now.
If it piss off
Oh,
Strahd,
no.
you'd put a drop in the other eye. Continuing around our circle in the upper right section of your screen. Can't stop my Corndogg. Corndogg McGraw. Corndogg McGraw.
Thank you so much for that. It makes my heart really happy. Hello, everyone. It's me, Corndogg McGraw. I am here tonight playing Ficus Fig. That's who's playing on Wednesdays. And then I'll be here again tomorrow night playing Juno, because that's who's played on Thursdays. And then I have a special episode for Women's History Month where we're playing Velvet Glove, and I'll be playing a maniac named Ramona. And I'll fuck your shit up. So I'm really excited for Saturday. Come check out. We'll be on TPK Roleplay. So come hang out with us Saturday night. You don't have any other plans. There's still a fucking COVID happening. So come hang out with us. It'll be rad. Yay.
Perfect. And on Ficus's tombstone.
Oh, yeah. Ficus would... I don't know if she would have a tombstone, but she'd be really into the whole new age of, like, put your ashes into a seed pod and then get planted as a tree. Like, she would be all about that. She would probably run that business until she died, and then she would be in the center of whatever grove that was. And then she would post a sign that said, fuck around and find out nearby. So that way she could just haunt some trees.
What if you like cultivated the flower beds so that they spelled out fuck around?
Yes. Yes. I like where this is going. Some flower beds or some vines. She'll just cast spike growth right before she dies. And the spikes will just stay there. That just say any expletive. It doesn't even have to be Uther's expletives. It can just be shitballs or something like that. She'd be into it.
I died again.
Oh no, I got it. Yep. This time was for real. There we go. That'll be on her tombstone.
Oh. Continuing around and down in the bottom right section of your screen. I said it's 1 in 20 here. Time for a dice off. It's 1 in 20 here. Gonna D&D it on. 1 in 20 D&D.
Hey y'all. Yep, that's me, 1 in 20 D&D. You'll see me in the chat. You can find me on YouTube, 1 in 20 D&D. That is on N1 N20 D&D. That's me. I'm also Gregory. So nice to meet you. Hope you're enjoying our madness so far here in Barovia. And I'm just thrilled to be playing Leaf in the sunlight of summer. This character is really, I don't know. You know, all my characters in some form or other are definitely an extension of something I see in myself and or something I would like to develop in myself, which is always fun. That's what I love about role-playing games. I think he would probably not have any tombstone. I think he would be, you know, rather be cremated and returned to dust in the forest, and if anything was said about him or any inscription was left for him, I would hope it would say The journey never ends.
I love all of us being like, we wouldn't have tombstones. Like, trick question.
Everyone went hard in the no tombstone route, and it makes a lot of sense.
You don't expect to make it back to be buried.
I just hope that somebody tosses a little bit of dirt on the remains.
Divinity
the
or
goal.
bust.
Divinity or bust. That's the
What would be
spirit.
on yours.
Yeah.
Do you
And-
get it?
Oh no, that's fine.
I was gonna say, do you even get a tombstone as a warforged? Okay.
Do you just shut down and they leave you in a hallway somewhere?
Do they
Or do
just
they melt
salvage
you
you?
down into
Yeah,
your
do they
own
salvage you
tombstone?
for parts?
Oh, they turn you into your own tombstone. That's
That'd be kind of cool.
You know what, bro? I'm not gonna let them do you like that. When you die, I'm gonna turn you into a suit of armor and wear you.
Oh, the bromance lives on.
You know,
Forever by my heart.
all of you, right?
The ghost of soul haunts Uther for the rest of his days.
Oh my gosh, Soul curses his own armor so that way he could just be another cursed object for Uther.
As long as my parts work, I'm basically immortal. So I'm probably going to outlive all of you.
Oh,
This is true.
I'm just saying. Unless I,
Probably.
Are you
I
going to
mean-
come to all of
Yeah.
our funerals?
You
yes,
better.
that's
You
my
better.
problem. Elves got
Eh.
nothing on me.
Fuck that. I'm turning
Last.
you into a casket and getting buried in you.
all right. Well, we will see how that goes. There's a little
Weird
tension in that
turn.
statement now that I think about it.
This took a very weird turn.
It did take a very weird turn.
It wasn't just what was said, it was the way it was said.
the way it was said.
That
it was
earned
said- there was
Uther
some
a
phrasing there.
disadvantage on his first roll.
Yeah, Tony gave you disadvantage on your first roll just for that.
I mean, that's valid.
Well played,
And-
Tony.
Last but not least, in the bottom center of your screen, this is a robotic gentleman, one-time exclusive. Come on, is he robotic? Let me check him. Toss his dice, crit him, and immerse him. Robotic gentleman.
Sorry, I have to finish.
I tried, Noir. I really tried. I almost recorded something and played it backwards, but I didn't think I'd hit the button in time.
Coming off in the games I play. That's like.
So good.
Sorry, go ahead.
So good.
All right. Hello, I'm Robotic. I will be playing Soul of Lathander this evening, our group's paladin. This is the only game I'll play because I spend too much time trying to figure out Divinity 2 at the moment. Aside from that, I would say that Soul usually would go the route of just want to be in tune with other heroes of the church, but they just received a very odd letter. And it requests that if he dies the same time as a certain mountain giant, that he be forged into a tomb for said mountain giant with his face inside the casket. So they're always staring at each other for the rest of eternity, because that wouldn't be weird.
You're not finna be in tune with other heroes. You finna be entombed with other heroes.
Just staring at you the whole time, face to face.
About to be entombed by
not
him.
entombed. Entombed. I love that. I love that journey for you guys. Make my with your last few moments of life, you dig Uther back up and just here we go, buddy. Forever.
Oh, it's ending with name calling.
It's the Django and Boba Fett moment of like baby Boba holding up the helmet, except instead of like sentimental feels, you're just glaring at each other forever.
I live longer.
I got you. You can never get rid of me.
You die first.
No, you.
I gotta get Strahd to bite me. All right, let's do this.
All right. I think that is all of that. Do we have a summary for this evening?
I mean,
from
we
the-
sort of do. It's kind of a cluster heck, like everything about this session so far.
This is on point so far.
This is on
Is that a
brand.
cluster
Look.
heck? That's adorable.
Thank you. Look, I'm a preschool teacher. Sometimes I censor myself. The party has been invited to dinner with Strahd, and that's going about as well as you would expect. Uther led them into the carriage, everyone else following less excitedly. They passed through a hall full of former adventurers that failed when they challenged Strahd. In the dining room, the party passed the leaders of all the towns and clans in Barovia, and they all seem to have been subjected to his will by force or by excitement, as there's just not a cool Vistani anymore. Anyways, each of them spends time getting grilled by Strahd himself on their values and their motives, on why they're here. Niffer cried in real life. And then Strahd literally ghosted them through a wall and let the party explore the rest of the castle. They found a couple of different rooms before deciding they had to meet their new deadline of 10 days from now. Apparently there's going to be a wedding. Who knew? I didn't. And so they decide to stop exploring the castle and to go start collecting all of their scavenger hunt gold pieces. I have a map that I wish I could show you, but it would mess up cameras. And we are heading towards Berez for collecting as many of the pieces as we can.
Absolutely, and I think that is probably the best place to start. Now I'm going to move.
Thank you, Raiders.
What's up? Raiders. Well, I wasn't looking. Welcome, Raiders.
What up?
Hey, there's the 14th and everybody. Welcome to Berez. Just as we start our session, as I'm going to turn the lights on,
Turn the
so you
lights
should all
down
see.
low. Oh,
There we
sorry.
go.
Can you see? I think you can see. Oh, good. I'll give you the Berez map just to give you the Berez map. The Berez map is not to scale, but you are outside of Berez. It is about 10 in the evening. Your dinner with Strahd ran late, more of a late or early breakfast for him. And you find yourselves standing about ankle deep in mud. The road has been churned. It's missing the paving stones. It's just across the board. Not the kind of paths you've been on so far. Instead of the cobblestone road, it has been torn up and torn apart. It's nothing more than mud. The mists of Barovia are thick. The stars and the moon barely peek through the clouds overhead. It's dark. It's night. It smells ever so slightly of methane. And that is where the game is yours.
What part of this map are we coming from? The north, south, east?
You'd be from the north, but you'd be off this map by... Your best bet, as you look over, there is a broken signpost. Seems very old, carved into stone, well weathered. Says Berez, 1 mile, pointing to the south.
Didn't even actually get brought to the town. We got brought a mile out. Well, that's not kind.
Do
I'll
we
make
have...
sure to-
What can we see of the town? Like, are there structures? Is there a clear road that we could follow?
So what you can see, so it's about 10 at night. The stars are mostly covered. Squinting into the darkness,
Oh.
there's just a single, there's one flickering light you can see. It's as though there's a decent-sized campfire burning somewhere toward the direction of the town. And then go ahead and make a perception check.
All of us.
Just leave, or
Gotcha.
one other can do it as well.
My perception is terrible.
I am rolling with advantage, thanks to the chat.
Woo!
Now,
We love that.
my dice roller does weird things, so it's just going to be the first 2 dice. Here we go.
Okay.
How about 2 8s? So that's a
The
13.
same roll.
Wow.
I got a 13.
You both got 13s. That's so nice.
And it didn't even register correctly in Roll20. I
No,
don't know what
it-
that's about. So I got
it
yeah.
came up
You gotta make
real
that
weird on
zero.
Roll20.
I didn't know that
Bizarro.
wasn't
Anyway,
nice.
yeah, we
Yep.
both got 13s. It's dark, and it's late,
It's
and we
dark.
should be
It's
sleeping.
late. There's mists. All you see is that one flickering light somewhere about where you think the town would be. Just a few feet past the sign, though, you can see that the muddy road that is already kind of starting to suck your boots down into it, that suction that it makes with every step you take. Just a few feet away from you, the mud looks even wetter. Almost as though there's this thin, greasy film of water on top of it.
All right, enough thinking. This hot sauce in my eyes got me really in Uther's mindset, so I'm going straight to the light. Fuck it.
Ficus would like to not go straight towards the light, but like, is there a path? Like, so there's the road that's muddy. Like, if you go like 20 yards to the right of the road, is it better there?
So you're going to start going 20 yards to the right?
Well, not really 20, maybe 10, but like,
To-
she's gonna like shift her way out just a bit to like find not squishy ground. As the person who has like so many things in her boot, like I can't afford to lose my boots to mud
Go
because
ahead.
that's all of our food.
Go ahead and give me a survival check as you look for some raised ground as you begin to enter this swamp. And
Do you-
Uther, you're just powering ahead.
Yeah, just screw it.
Do you-
Give me an athletics.
Hey,
Yeah.
Ficus.
Go ahead.
Ficus, do you want to ride on the melon?
22 on the athletics.
It's
Not
a
get.
7 on survival.
Do you want to not get stuck in the mud? Is it red on?
I mean, I can cross difficult terrain pretty easily myself, but I don't know about you guys. Just
Okay,
thought I'd
just-
try to
Yeah.
keep us safe.
On my shoulder. I could carry you.
So
That's
the
true.
results of the rolls first.
Yeah.
Uther, you are powering ahead. Every step, you go down to your ankle or deeper. Sometimes it goes halfway up your shin, sometimes all the way up to your knee, but you don't care. Just
Yeah, fucking yeah.
very slow progress, but you start heading that direction. Ficus, as you start circling around looking for dry ground, you hear Bright speak up about the possibility of riding on Merlin, and you hear Soul say something, and then you hear a as rising up from the water is this thick, bloated, black-skinned, just dead-skinned zombie.
Oops.
And
Oops.
Whoops!
it takes a swing at you and does a 20 hit you.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
What we learn.
You know, nothing. She learns nothing ever.
Sorry, I lost it. Where'd it go? There, 1d8 plus 2. So you take 7 damage as this zombie pops up in front of you and just slaps at you.
I'm taking half of that.
Sounds good.
Thanks
We're
for the
not
gift subs,
going-
Tony.
thank you,
Uncanny
Tony.
dab.
We're
Uncanny dab. Oh,
We are-
yes.
not
I'm
going
putting
to
that
do
in the
initiative
notes.
for these, but everyone can act, and we're going to theater of the mind the trip into Berez. So
All curb stomp it.
Yeah. They're
yeah, I'm
cool.
gonna
This
shoot
guy.
it for sure.
I want to stab the shit out of it.
all right, you got hit by it, so I will let Leaf take a shot at it.
Gladly. I'm gonna make it. It's a zombie, and I'm familiar with these things at this point. So I am going to make it a sharpshooter, and I will use bonus action to make it Slayer's Prey.
Sounds good.
Let's see if this works. It should add all that here. Rah. Ooh, and it's a natural 19 for that hit. That's definitely gonna hit something. Hey,
Absolutely hits.
nice. Thanks for the raid, Hard Knock Dice.
Hey, our knock dice, welcome. We're shooting bloated zombies in a swamp.
Yeah.
So.
Fun.
Casual
Let's see if
Wednesday.
it does the damage right. No, it did not. So
Normal
8
Wednesday night.
is the standard damage plus 10 for the sharpshooter. And where is my Slayer's Prey damage? Here you go. So 18 plus 5, so that's a total of 23 damage for that first shot.
23 damage. Your arrow goes flying and hits it right center of mass, right in its like roiling gut. And Ficus, you notice just as the arrow begins to fly, you can actually see the skin moving. And then when the arrow hits, it explodes. And you get covered
Ah!
in leeches fly everywhere, and you feel
I hate this place.
Oh,
hate
I'm
this
so
place.
sorry. Sorry, Ficus.
you feel 3 of them attached to you. So I need you to track how many leeches you have for me.
Okay.
So you have 3 leeches at the moment.
Are there any more zombies?
Where did my
That
pens
was the
go?
only immediate threat.
Okay. So
I will run over to Bright, going, "Get him off me! Get him off me! Get him off me!"
I will light up my hands and produce flame because that's how you get leeches off. You burn them off.
Okay, make a medicine check with advantage.
Okay, thank you. Panic. I don't like that.
I don't like how Sir Heckalot is telling us how bad this is in chat.
This is fine. 18.
This is started off
18?
very strange.
So between producing fire and the meticulous work, you're able to find the 3 leeches and remove them without doing any further damage to poor Ficus.
Yeah, it's you and Purple Phil.
All right.
Maybe
guys,
you should at least get on to the dog just to keep you away from that.
yeah, until the dog sinks into the ground, like at least I can like kind of stay on top of it if I move real quick. But like, the dog is gonna sink in.
Dog won't care about leeches.
Uther's just gonna
Just
yell
fair.
back. The longer you sit there to argue about what to do, the more you're going to be attacked by zombies. Just move. He's just trudging ahead.
So I guess I'll like
Leaf,
walk.
We'll
up
have Soul and Leaf each have an action to take.
so I had a second attack, but I don't see any other threats, so I'm just sort of
Right.
looking around to see if there's anything else that is a problem. I will move forward though as far as I can.
So are you just gonna power through, or you? Oh,
Hey,
Toby gave us a 5.
thank
That's a
you.
good table. I'll work on that.
Does that mean that Toby gets to be here right now? We would love to see Toby.
This could be Toby's home. We'll have to wait and see.
Yes, let's find Toby.
We'll find. That's okay. That's I am going to rule it. I know what the good thing is. All right, we're set.
Hooray.
Are you going to power through, or are you going to try and find a dry path? How is Leaf going to make it
yeah,
through
Leaf
this
is kind of
swampy
lithe on
area?
his feet. He would rather use the trees if there are trees, but if not, he would definitely try to find a high ground in some form or other.
You notice there are trees, but they're even more dead and completely drained of any color than the other trees of Barovia. They're more like just sticks with maybe one limb coming off. You could probably skitter up one and leap from one to another, but it's going to be rather difficult.
How about like high grass? Like where it seems like there's maybe a berm on the side of the road or something.
You can make a survival check to try and find some of it, or just a perception check to identify it.
Let's try survival. That's new. And they're
new.
basically the same. I rolled a natural 1. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just free. I am stuck
I
in the
rolled
mud
it too
right now.
earlier. Isn't this fun?
So, Leaf, you start to make your way off, looking again for grass, some kind of solid ground, and you're like poking. Would you use your bow to prod, maybe, or?
Yeah, I
Oh.
probably would. Yeah.
Yeah,
To be
so
That's
you're
so
using your
bad.
bow to prod tufts of grass to see if they're more floating and solid or not. And when you poke one of them, it groans as it stands up. And
I
another one of
think I
these
found
bloated
another.
zombies. It misses you. But if anyone has any action to take against a bloated zombie that just rises up out of the muck in front of the Leaf, go ahead.
I think
I'll
that'll be
take an action.
All right, so Uther is thumping his way over there. Go ahead. Or you might shoot him. Never mind.
I'm going to throw grief.
Sounds good. Go ahead
Grief
and
a short
roll to
sword?
hit.
Yeah,
Scimitar?
grief is a short sword, but I'm strong as shit. Actually, no, I want to throw a hand axe.
That's
Yeah.
fine. Makes sense. Makes sense.
So 26 to hit.
Axe comes flying through the air. Go ahead and roll damage.
Just 6 damage.
6 damage. The axe goes flying end over end, thunk, kind of buries itself in the meat of this zombie. Doesn't seem overly concerned about it.
And then he's just going to call over and say, "The fastest way forward is through," and that's it.
Okay. There's still a zombie in front of Leaf. Anyone else want to do anything about that?
Yeah.
I guess I'll give a pew pew.
All right, pew pew away.
And by pew pew, I just mean pew. Just one.
20 definitely hits,
Neat.
and it is adjacent to your ally, so you can have your sneak attack damage.
Ugh. I don't
So-
think that rolled sneak attack.
It looks
Oh,
like
it does. Yep, perfect.
Total
So
of 14. So as the last leech comes off of your arm, you're like, ew, ew, ew. Another one of these zombies pops up. You take a quick shot. Your arrow goes flying, hits it just dead center in the middle of its roiling mass, and it explodes in a shower of leeches.
Ficus will yell
Leaf.
afterwards. Sea leaf, it's fucking gross. You can't just do that.
Yeah, they're nasty.
4 of them attached to you, Leaf. Go ahead and keep track of that for me.
Can I
Okay.
try and move over and help him too?
Here in a moment you can.
Okay.
Soul, what action are you taking as you proceed through the swamp?
Soul is just going to start moving after Uther. I got my lamp ahead of me. I'm trying to look out for zombies, so I'll be moving a bit more cautious than he would.
All right. So moving cautiously or powering through, what skill would you like to use? You want to use a perception to try and see better
let's-
where you're going, or do you just want to power through like you did with athletics?
I'll use athletics.
All right, go ahead.
Actually, yeah, I'll use athletics.
Okay.
12.
12. You start following along, but for whatever reason, you do not cut through the swamp as easily as Uther did. You stumble a couple times. One time you fall face first, and when your face stops at the surface of the water, this hand shoots up and tries to grab your face.
Of course.
You don't need to breathe though, so you're fine.
It misses, but you see these bubbles come up.
They're dead things, dead faces in the water.
In the water.
So another zombie has appeared. Anyone want to do anything about that?
I do.
You don't get to because you got hit by it. So
Ah.
someone else can first.
Oh no.
I'll
don't-
help.
Oh no.
Okay, go ahead.
Is this in melee range of me, or is
You'd have to slump your way over there, but I'd
Oh,
let
no.
you. You didn't make it that far.
Slump that. But we're only going forward.
Those
So
who fall behind get left behind.
yeah, if they don't make it, then they were weak. So
Hey.
we're going to toll the dead on this guy.
All right, toll the dead away.
No more hand axes to throw?
Oh, I have one more, but y'all not worth that yet. So he's got to make a wisdom save.
A wisdom save from a zombie. We can manage that. It's only a -2. A 13.
The 13 will fail. So they take 3 whole necrotic damage.
3 whole necrotic damage. So there's this boom that resonates. The zombie's hand begins to ripple. The skin kind of sloughs off of it, and there's just this skeletal hand that's grabbing at you now.
Neat.
Soul. So
I think you can handle it from here.
What'd you give me for a grapple pull and throw.
Opposed athletics. I looked up the rules since Uther did this.
Are you gonna throw a zombie at me, you fuck?
Yes.
Are we about to do a combo move?
Oh,
Because I can't roll anything on this D&D,
Oh.
I swear to God.
Oof.
You reach down and grab a hold of this, and when you do, you feel your fingers sink in, but they don't get a hold of anything. It just kind of disintegrates under your hands. And in addition to that skeletal hand that's up, a second hand comes up and pulls you face first into the water. Anyone else want to do anything about
That's
the zombie over there?
embarrassing.
is it
I'm not
I
rolling
mean-
through the
is it easy enough for like
I was-
Leaf and Ficus to like shoot pew pews at this, or is it going to
It's
be?
going to
too
be a little
challenging?
bit more difficult, but you know you really
Yeah.
don't. You know they're
Well,
easy to hit.
Leaf
In
is more
water.
concerned with the leeches.
Yeah,
and
I was
getting
gonna get
them
the
off.
leeches off.
All right,
I was gonna get the leeches off.
I
Leaf.
will come to Soul's aid.
Wonderful.
She's just. The thing is, with an arrow shot, she can only hit once. If she runs up, she can hit twice.
And then
But
get
then she's
leeches on
also-
you.
In the thick of it. Well, I don't know. These are the guys that are like in the water, though. What if they don't
He's
have
underwater.
leeches?
Don't know.
We don't know. Or they do have leeches, and the leeches will just get all of us. So, whatever. Ficus is going to run up because she
Alright.
is not bothered by difficult terrain.
Mhm.
Unless it's magical, then she is.
It is
I don't
not.
know. Yeet. And then she's going to stab.
All right, stab
Four.
away.
Funs.
16 will hit. 12 will hit.
Neat.
Oh no, 12 won't hit. It's got +5, so no.
Ow.
Just the first one hits.
For 19 damage.
You stick a dagger under the water, and you feel it hit something, and it's softer than soul, so you're pretty sure that you hit the zombie instead. And then you can kind of feel the force of the bodily gases come out, and the water all around soul just bubbles, and these leeches like rise to the surface and start wriggling away. They won't attach to soul because he's a construct, but
So, Soul,
4
you
of
should.
them will attach to your arms.
Yep, that sounds about right. Son of a. Okay, so we got the 3 before. Now I'm at 4. This is fun.
Did you clear the 3 before?
Yeah, I did.
Yep, clear them every time. So, in summary,
Nice.
Uther has powered ahead, but maybe 2 feet. The rest of you have, in one way or the other, gotten covered in leeches.
I was gonna try and get the leeches off Leaf for my turn.
Yep, that sounds good.
Okay.
And my own.
I rolled a 14.
A 14 is enough to remove the leeches.
Hooray. It's very methodical and very just like, come here. I'm just like, I'm at this point kind of also frustrated. I'm like keeping an eye out for Uther because I kind of feel like he's just going to leave us behind.
Leaf's eyes were already pretty bugged out, and then he sees he sees Bright come forward with like flames in her hair and his in her hands, and his eyes just bug out even more. He says, careful with the fur, careful with the fur.
I know what I'm doing. Just also mad.
As you clear those off, there is a sound of water rippling. Not too far from you, Uther.
Go ahead.
And you have a good table coming, so I'll prep it with this so you don't just punch the poor thing. And after just a couple seconds, a figure starts to rise up out of the swamp itself. Appears to be somewhat crocodilian, but also humanoid.
Toby?
And just hi, you all are looking for food?
No.
No?
No.
Do you have any food?
No.
Chuck a leech at it.
No. What are you doing? Why are you here? It didn't go well when we were here.
None of your concern.
Done. I can take you through the. Where are you? Okay, forget it then.
What does this creature look like?
No, we need help.
We need Toby.
He'll turn around. Oh, help! We tried to help. We all tried to help. We did try and help, but I live here now instead.
I would be more convinced by this if you just did this.
I live here now.
Okay, thank you.
I can't be Uther mad at that. God damn it.
Thank you.
What are you doing here?
Poo-
Well,
What
right
does the
now we're
creature
getting
look
eaten
like?
by leeches.
Kind of
Oh.
a crocodilian lizard folk.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm
Wow.
not sure if you've been watching the other Curse of Strahd campaign on this channel, everyone, but Dark Echoes, Saturday mornings. You'll get to see this wonderful friend.
Just a little plug.
This is called a crossover.
What do you want in return?
Well, since we couldn't save Barovia, we couldn't get home. Will you?
Will we what?
If your question is, are we going to kill Strahd? The answer is yes.
That would be great. Yep.
Do you have anything to keep leeches off of us? If I could so lift up her arms that are covered in 4 leeches.
Here.
Well, they don't really bother me, but you could just walk on the grass instead of the water. I can show you the way. It'll be a lot faster.
I would like to insight check him and see if he's fishy as well as crocodile-y.
Yeah, I was like,
Okay.
that's rude.
Insight
He's a
check away.
reptile.
Ah, I'm funny.
He's a reptile, not a fish.
That's a 9.
He
I'm
seems
rolling so
sincere.
well tonight.
Maybe a little innocent.
Okay,
Is he a ghost?
I trust them wholeheartedly. Show
Okay.
us the way. Also, Bright, help.
Yes.
Oh wait, we still need to stab the other guy that's touching soul, right? Because there was 2.
Yeah.
You killed it.
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
They'll just keep showing up though, unless you keep going. They don't taste very good. They taste very bad.
Okay, let's keep going.
So this crocodilian lizard folk leads you through the swamp to the edge of town, and despite moving in this erratic manner from tuft of grass to tuft of grass, you make that last mile. It still takes quite a while to make that mile. It takes about it takes you about 2 hours. Comes up on midnight for you to cross that final mile to get through the mud. Not 2 hours, just 1 hour. A lot of circles, a lot of moving around. Gets you to the very edge of the town. Says it's very dark here, and the scarecrows. Be careful, the scarecrows. Anyway, I'm gonna go find something to eat. Bye. And he takes back off into the swamp.
Well, that was interesting.
What's that?
So we're supposed to be careful of the scarecrows?
I suppose that's a good warning.
Uther's heading in the direction of fire again.
Is there a can we see any scarecrows? As we're
So
like,
it's
getting
about
closer?
11 p.m. The mists are much thicker here at Berez itself. There seems to be something of a path beneath your feet, but there's a couple inches of water everywhere. You can see through the darkness ruins of buildings, collapsed houses. This is definitely a village of some size. And the fire is a few hundred feet in front of you, and you can see it burning just outside. It's actually, now that you're close enough, you can see it's 2. There are these 2 torches that are burning outside of a rather large tree. But just as you get that sight of that tree, the fog thickens deeply. Thickens so much so that you can't even see your hand in front of your face.
Even if my hand is on fire.
With your hand on fire, you can see just a little bit further. You can see your
Okay,
hand held
cool.
out to about full arm's reach.
Cool.
Soul's gonna use one of his divine senses.
Okay.
I would also like to use Eyes of the Grave and cast light on my sword.
Okay. So light on your sword comes on. Eyes of the Grave and the Divine Sense. Both of you look around, and there's Divine Sense. There's this general sense of undeadness in the vicinity. You get that feeling, but nothing immediate.
General undeadness.
General undeadness. So you find yourself amongst the ruins of Berez, almost completely incapable of seeing very far. There's the sound of ravens in the distance every once in a while. What are you going to do?
Well, I would like to finish getting the leeches off Ficus, probably.
Okay, go ahead and make a medicine check.
While I have Eyes of the Grave on, are those leeches undead?
They are not.
Okay.
18.
18, you're able to get all the leeches off, so I think everyone's clear of leeches. So.
Do
Hooray.
you need any healing?
Yeah.
Do I need healing? Nah, I'm okay. It was
Alright.
but a scratch.
7 scratches, actually.
Well, those are bites, not scratches.
Broke the
But
skin.
they didn't hurt too much because you took care of them so quickly. Thank you for your help.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And I'm heading towards the direction of the two flames.
So you're going to try and remember that direction as you were going and keep going that way.
Yep.
Give me a survival check to orient yourself.
Yikes.
An 8. Okay. Uther kind of pauses. You pause for a second. You look around, and you're pretty sure you remember which way to go. And Uther starts to walk into the mist.
Again.
I call out to him, but I know it's futile.
Let's not lose each other in this fog.
Yep.
Who's the
As-
closest to?
As Leaf says that, Ficus will look as hard as she can for like Bright because she knows that Bright was like nearby just a moment ago and just kind of like reach out until she can find her
Yeah,
and just kind of like hold hands or
I've-
like hold her cloak so that way they don't lose each other in the fog.
I've taken off my hood that I usually have been keeping my hair in, so my head is now also glowing with my burning hair.
Okay.
So that I'm a little bit more visible to anybody that's trying to stay together.
Yeah.
Ficus
Who's
will also
closest?
like try to get Irina because she's totally still here with us.
Oh my gosh,
and
the
pull her in.
NPC.
Yep.
No, she
Oh
just
my
appears
gosh.
when we need a fight.
Oh, you turn around to say Irina, and you realize that during the teleportation, she didn't come with you.
No!
Son
It
of
took
a
us 3 hours to remember.
It took us how long?
We've been hiking for an
For
hour.
like an hour for a mile in like shit conditions.
We are so bad at remembering our NPCs.
For
So
what it's
bad,
worth.
friend.
For what it's worth, Uther immediately realized this happened and did not
You're
care.
a liar.
Get out! Get out!
You'll stay lost in the fog.
Go away.
We'll stay lost in the fog. I like it here in this fog. This fog is nice.
Soul's gonna activate his radiant weapon. It gives me a 30-foot light if I hold it up.
Okay, the light bounces almost immediately off of the fog itself, and you get maybe 5 more feet of visibility.
You just turned your high beams on, man. That's
But you just
a
turned your high
terrible
beams
idea.
on in the fog.
It's a terrible idea.
Man.
Ficus will pull out her cursed, or not cursed, but dagger of warning
Hmm.
and hold that up to remember that she's attuned to it.
Okay.
And that'll help us. In addition, we can't be surprised except when incapacitated by something that is not, or that is non-magical sleep. So
Amazing.
to help us from being surprised.
What's the radius on that? 30 feet? People
30
within 30?
whole feet from around me.
Okay, so you grabbed, so Ficus grabbed a hold of Bright
Yep.
and pulled the dagger out.
Mm-hmm.
Soul turned on his high beams.
Yep.
Bright pulled the hood off of her
Also
hair to
high
make that more
beams.
clear. also high beaming it. Leaf, you were asking who was close to you.
Yes, I was just gonna try to like start grabbing people and
Yep.
just again having somebody's shoulder or cuff.
Pick any
of their
two except
sleeve or
Uther,
whatever.
and you grab those two.
Mhm.
So, with the exception of Uther, can the rest of the party see each other?
Yes,
All right, that's what we're going to assumption.
I would actually like to do something real quick.
that's fine. Go ahead. Yep.
So I just looked at my inventory and I have the prayer book from that priest I killed.
Right.
So
When did you pick that up?
Hey, don't
When he
ask.
murdered him.
So I'd like to rip out pages and cast light on each page.
Is that like to create like a lit up like breadcrumb trail?
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
Hansel and Greteling this right now.
Yeah. Light lasts for an hour and the light shines for 20 feet. So
You can only have that on 3 things at once.
No,
right?
that's a different spell. That's what I was
Oh.
looking up.
yeah, no, I can have it on as many items as I can. Well,
No, you can have it on 1.
I'm reading.
Prestidigitation, you can have 3 effects going.
you touch one object that is it's not concentration. You touch one object that is no larger than 10 feet.
All right.
The spell ends if you cast it again. There it is.
Oh dang! Okay, never mind.
I thought there was a.
That would be
Caveat
nice,
there.
though.
That would be dope. All right, never mind then.
So no, Uther, thinking that's working perfectly.
I mean,
casting
it
on a
would-
book.
you
it would
could
obviously show if it doesn't work. So.
you could always cast light the traditional way and set all those pages on fire.
I like the way you think. So
You're
I'm gonna be
welcome.
setting the Holy
You're
Book of
welcome.
Lathander on fire, creating a little trail.
Well, you guys, remember, ignorance is our best friend in this. We don't have to start a party fight. We don't know what's on fire. It's just.
Oh, no. This definitely falls into his wisdom score. So,
So we will deal with the fact that you rolled it quite terribly on your survival at this point. So Uther starts immediately walking away from the party to try and orient toward where those fires were. Begins marching this splash with each step. The rest of you can hear the splashing as Uther starts to make his way away. And just before it kind of dawns on the party that Uther has wandered off a little bit, Ficus, you feel that vibration in your dagger that tells you danger is near. And Uther, the mist in front of you, which has, you have the light on already, so you have this little bit of a glow. The mist in front of you, which has been shades of typical mist and then some green, suddenly turns blood red in front of you. Because you cannot be surprised, go ahead and make an initiative roll, and we'll see if you can act first or if the blood red will act first.
That is a 8.
An 8. So as you are walking through, realizing you have this book, you start tearing a page out in order to light it. And this red mist coalesces in front of you and shoots straight towards your face. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, nice. 16.
16. You feel like your sinuses begin to burn and your eyes burn. It's almost like somebody took like a drop of bomb hot sauce and put it in your eye.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a feeling you can associate with.
I can kind of relate. It's upsetting, but it's not enough to stop my desire to murder.
Right. But it's in both eyes and your nostrils and your mouth.
Yeah.
Ears? No.
Uther shakes his head, just sneezes, blows it out, and this red mist just pours out of your face. And recoalesces. You can take an action if you want.
Ugh.
Eyes of the Undead, is it Eyes of the Grave, is it undead?
It is. It's probably what made it keep from surprising you, in addition to the dagger.
Fuck off. And that is me turning undead.
All right.
Undead around me for 30 feet has to make a will save or it runs.
Does a 19 pass?
That'll do it. Ew. First time doing it. Not that good yet. And for my bonus action, I would like to rage.
It'd be more effective if you didn't tear up the holy book with you.
You begin to rage.
Nah,
You
fuck
can-
that
You hear in the back of your mind this echoey voice. Well, not in the back of your mind. You hear this echoey voice. It just goes, fresh. And it will try and pour itself back into your face again.
Mhm.
Another Constitution saving throw.
Rock and roll. 18.
Again, your orifices start to burn. Even your ears start to burn as it's trying to find another way in, and you blow it back out, and this red mist just blows back out of your face and recoalesces. The rest of you can hear. So Ficus, you know that there's danger within 30 feet.
Yep.
You
I
could
would have also warned the group too, been like, we're not alone, in a very creepy, not Ficus voice.
And you heard both the rage itself, because I do not see Uther as a silent rager, and also the attempt to turn undead you could hear. But when you heard it, there was this echo, and you can't tell for certain which way it came from. So the rest of you can take an action. No order, no initiative, just whichever, just the four of you each get one.
And there's like no way to really like pinpoint where the rage yell came from.
You can attempt a survival check, a perception check, or anything that you think might help find your way through the blind
Ficus
maze.
will attempt a perception check.
All right, go ahead. 25.
Yee!
Wow.
So you heard the echoing of that rage, but you heard the source of it before it started to echo, and you are positive you know which direction Uther is in.
Ficus, is he within dash range from Ficus since he was walking ahead of us? Could Ficus dash up? Oh, hell yeah. Ficus is going to dash up to Uther.
Are you going to keep a hold of everyone or dash off into the mist?
Please drag my hand along. This can only
I'm
end
going to
well.
hold on to at least Bright and just be like, this is what we're doing. So I'm going to use Bright's movement to drag Bright with me.
Yep,
That works for me.
I go with it.
And then hopefully,
You
like the other
stumble
group
through the
somewhere
mist
with-
and you run into the back of Uther.
Can Uther say something to them in response?
Go ahead.
Get away, there's a spirit trying to possess.
Oh, I think we heard that. And then Ficus will lean around Uther, and because she used her cunning action, she could use her new thing. Ficus is going to use bolts from the gods for the first time and shoot some radiant damage at this guy if she can.
Go for it. Fire away.
So it uses my
You can
dexterity
s-
modifier and my proficiency bonus. So is it okay if I just use like my dagger or something like that, just so
Yep, sounds good.
fires
So-
off easy?
As you lean around Uther, you can see reflecting off of the light that he has cast this thick, much thicker red mist in front of him. Seems like a good thing to shoot.
So it's 17 to hit,
A 17 will hit.
and then it's 8 points of radiant damage that
8
hit it.
points
So it's
of
the
radiant
sneak attack damage. And then let me just double check something. Neat. Okay, it's the whole thing. Never mind. It's the same damage. As long as I haven't used sneak attack at this turn, proficient with it, add dexterity modifier to attack and damage rolls. So yep,
Okay.
it's the same.
Instead of piercing, though, it's what, force? Or
Radiant. It's
And then
all
your,
radiant.
Your sneak attack's radiant too? All right. So 13 radiant damage. This what's the spell look like? Is it a beam out of your hand or?
Oh man. I didn't even think about this. Part of me wants it to be like a Care Bear stare of energy, just like out of the chest. But no, she's like reaching around and like just kind of like beaming with the hand because she's like behind Uther, just reaching around, trying to still stay behind Uther, but just casting this energy up from Uther's hip area.
Yep.
There is
This
best cover.
beam goes flying up. It completely encompasses this red mist, and you can hear this echoing. Bright, you're there as well. Would you like to go ahead and do something next?
Is it still there?
It is. It's not its turn yet.
Yuck. Okay. So I was behind Ficus, so does that mean that I'm still ranged from it and I'm not up against it?
You're just behind it. That's fine. Yeah, you'd be at range.
Yay, I don't want to be in melee with it. I would like to stay away from it, please. Bright's also gonna do something for the very first time, cause she mad. And so Bright's eyes have always been black, but with like orange embery type like lights in them. That vanishes and her eyes go all the way black as she also just pushes her hand forward. And very remarkably similar to what Uther used to do, a skeletal hand comes from her and she casts Chill Touch.
Okay.
On this. So.
Remember when Bright said she was going dark side? Look what you've done. Look what you've done, Noir.
Noir's like, oh no, and Uther's like, oh yeah.
Bright's gone dark.
17.
17 will hit. And what does your chill touch look like?
So a lot of her, I just noticed a spider right behind my camera. I'm very sorry. Playing in the basement. What's up?
That's
a lot
the
of
evil coming out.
Now I'm afraid. A lot of her magic has been infused with science. Like, she'll always explain this. This is a very different type of thing where it just seems very not like, I'm trying to think of the right words for it, but it is just raw magical power just like ripping out of her hand. Like, her hand blackens instead of brightens with her fire, and it like gets more ashy, and this hand is just made of ash and just goes towards this red mist and strangles it. Let me check for how much.
Hand
2d8
goes flying, hits right in the middle of it.
or it can't regain hit points until the start of my next turn, if that was a question. And it has disadvantage on attack rolls against me, at least, until the end of my next turn. And it's 10 points of necrotic damage.
Okay, this ash hand slaps it, bursts into a little cloud of ash, and the mist just, like, it bursts and thins, and then comes back to coalesce, but it seems to be losing a lot of its substance.
Yep.
And that's necrotic damage, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't have quite the effect you were expecting fully.
Okay, but it can't
it
attack
does-
me.
But it does do some damage to you. Or it does take some damage.
Do I have anything I want to bonus action? I have a dog, but I don't really want to bring the dog into this.
Okay.
So I guess it's really hard with theater of the mind to control where the dog goes. So
No problem.
I guess just stay somewhere in between me and Soul
Sounds good.
and Leaf.
Soul
The
and Leaf,
mid-range.
you are left in the mist as everyone else has poured forward, and you can hear the sounds of combat going on. You can hear spells being cast, but they echo all around you. And even though you saw them disappear in the mist, it only takes a moment to get confused as to which direction they actually went.
Ah, great. All right. Roll perception. Let's see if I can find them.
Sure,
You know-
go ahead.
I also yelled when I just rage cast.
There you go. 24.
24. So just like before, you're trying to listen closely where these echoes came from, and you heard the source of the echo just a fraction of a second before it was split by the mist around it. And you're quite confident you know which way to go.
I'm grabbing the leaf, and we're headed off over there too.
Grab your exit, buddy.
Definitely
Yeah.
got an arm on your shoulder or whatever.
Just takes a couple steps to actually find them, which is a surreal experience because the sound, I mean, they're yelling. You should have been able to know right where they were at, but you turn up right next to them. Soul, what do you want to do? There's a red mist that's in this halo of light around everyone, and everyone's kind of looking at it apprehensively.
All right. I will use Searing Smite. I'm going to use this. I don't have expectation. So I'm basically going to use. Oh, there it is. It's going to be a swing with first my Warhammer.
Go ahead and swing.
Ignore those. 14 to hit.
So you send your hammer hurtling through the mist, and it does hit. You can feel it connect with something much denser than just the fog.
And that one I will add on, since I can't do it the other way, I will add on, what you call it? Sorry, apologize. It's been a while since I actually got to hit something.
Ew.
I will add on Divine Smite on that.
Yep, go ahead.
And that will be those extra 2 dice. Let's see.
Your hammer just flies through, hits it. You can feel the energy burst through. There's a flash.
And that will be a total of... Oh, it's already headed for me. 12 total.
12 total on top of the 10.
1d10.
22.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
All right, so 22 damage. This hammer comes flying through. The mist shatters, and you hear this just echoey as it dissipates. You find yourselves once more standing alone in the mists, in a few inches of water, in the ruins of Berez.
We should stop traveling at night.
I mean, I've been saying that all along, but nobody seems to care. Sorry. Yeah, let's find some shelter. Can we see that light now? Where'd it go?
So the plan now is to rest in what we know is a zombie-infested swamp.
Not
Yeah.
right here. I'm not crazy. I said, does anyone see that campfire or whatever it was?
I think it was
Around?
torches.
Soul
You got
wants
close enough to learn it was
to-
torches. So.
Oh,
Soul
okay.
wants to use Eclipse to see if he can see anything above the fog.
Okay, so your raven flies off of your shoulder and goes flying up into the air, and you feel the connection to Eclipse. It's a telepathic connection, and you get the sense from it. It kind of squawks back. Fog. Flies a little bit. Fog. Flies around a little bit. Soul. Soul. Soul.
What do you see? Which way? Do you see fire?
Where's Soul? Soul.
Oh no, it lost you.
You got lost.
Can it not
Soul.
see the radiant fire? I mean, the radiant light from my Warhammer?
Do you
It's
have
all
daylight?
fog. It's all fog.
Oh Lord!
Oh, you lost your bird already.
Well, I thought I could sense me.
After a few minutes, you feel this thump as Eclipse runs into your shoulder and falls to the ground and shakes his feathers and his tail and stretches his arms up, looks up, fog, hops on, flies up and lands back on your shoulder.
Oh, neat.
Does anyone have the ability to create wind to like disperse this? I had some druid friends who could do that before, but I don't know if any of us can. No?
I'm googling if fire can burn off fog, but
Can I roll another survival check to see if I can orient myself towards the torches?
You can.
Awesome. Yikes. Oh, that's a 10. That's not terrible.
Tim, you start kind of looking through the mist, trying to get your bearings and decide that it's that way.
I'm going forward. If you choose to come with me, then do so. If not, have fun. And he just starts to
As he starts to walk, can Ficus roll a perception check for the same, for like looking for the torches?
Go ahead and roll perception.
Yikes!
28. So,
Neat.
as Uther starts to walk, like kind of off to your left, you catch some light out of the corner of your eye on the right, and there's some kind of light off to the right.
Ficus will like scurry up to Uther real quick, and then she's gonna be like, no, this way, and just like pull. I am so certain about this. It is the most certain I have felt in a very long time.
Say no more.
I
Then he adjusts himself and starts walking in that direction.
The first time
But Ficus is like also like making sure
Yeah,
that the friends are with.
don't want to let go of Ficus, please.
Hold my hand, and I'll hold Uther's hand, and it'll be great.
This is
Now
my
swing
comfort,
me.
Ficus. Yeah, I was like, and then you'll jump,
Wing.
and then
We are not holding hands.
I am holding your pant leg and making sure that you stay nearby.
Okay, the pant leg he might not notice, but the hand, absolutely not.
Not with these quick fingers.
Roll a
Sorry, that
stealth
was
check to
weird.
grab his hand while he's not expecting it. No.
Someone's gonna stay close enough.
Or would it be a sleight of hand check?
Oh my god.
All right, I'll go home.
Old school. So, you start walking toward this light that you're quite confident of. The group stays together, stays pretty close, and as you start walking in that direction, you can see piles of stone at your feet where, houses might have once been, where just this is the most worked over and worn over ruins that you have ever been in. And as you start approaching that light, you reach a set of stairs that are in disrepair but still fairly good condition. The mist had closed and you lost the fire for a second, but then as you look up, you see it break through again, and there's 3 shadowy figures standing around a single fire just at the top of these stairs.
I will let the group know that we should be quiet.
Nice, I pull out my sword.
Ficus would like to go up as quietly as possible.
Okay. Go
I
ahead and
love
roll.
us.
19. Ficus, you start to creep toward the top of the stairs. Everyone else, Ficus starts to slip through the mist, and the mists have thickened again, where even that fire that she had pointed out is no longer visible. She begins to slip away out of your vision. Are you going to follow or stay and wait?
So's gonna follow.
I'm going
Okay.
straight to those 3 figures.
So you can roll a stealth check if you'd like.
Wait, is she going towards the figures or is she
Yep,
creeping around?
top, creeping up the stairs toward him is what she said.
Yeah, I am trying to slither like a snake, but then I've got Stomp McGee next to me, so we'll see how that goes.
But I say you might want to diverge a little. I'm gonna follow Uther.
Yeah,
Okay.
Oh,
maybe. If like Soul says that, she would like just like scoot to the outside.
does he literally say, I'm going to pull an Uther? That's what I want to know.
I'm just gonna say I'll babysit him.
As you get to the top of the stairs, the thickness of the fog kind of lets these voices start to creep through, and they are echoing around you just like before. You feel it's as though the sound is bouncing off the fog and coming back.
Do these sound like the 3 old ladies we know?
You hear these voices going, stir, stir, boil, boil, life.
Oh, yeah, there's a Fane shrine here. Of course they're here. I didn't actually read the map. I've been panic checking the map. Haven't been reading what's at the location we're at.
Oh God, we're at the shrine. We're not at. Oh God, we're not at. Oh no. Oh,
We're at the
make
shrine.
your way up these stairs.
oh no. We fucked
and
up.
We really did.
as you walk forward, so Ficus slips off to the side. Uther and Sol, you walk forward and the mist begins to part rather quickly. And in front of you is this large cauldron sitting on top of a fire. And around it are three figures. All three are, they have hoods over, but they have long hair. Some of it is very dark brown. Some of it is streaked in gray. Some of it is braided. So the three figures, you've got braided hair, streaked in gray hair, and brown hair. And they are standing around this cauldron, and each one has a massive spoon in it. And they seem to be chanting in unison, stir, stir, boil, boil. One looks up with gray streaks and says, we have guests. My friends, we have guests. This is not a figure that you've seen before. Stranger. They appear to be human. Slight wrinkles, especially crow's feet at the corner of their eyes. Gray streaked hair. They pull back their hood, and you can see what appears to be a Barovian woman standing behind the cauldron. Hello. What brings you to Berez?
We're looking for something.
Oh, there's more. Oh, yes, more. More.
Are we really going to do this? The talking? You have something we need. You don't intend to give it to us, and I don't aim to negotiate. So, shall we cut out the middleman and figure out which one of us meets death today?
So violent. We're just here for our spells. The swamp water makes the best potions. But you look so angry.
Almost. And with that, I would like to use my ability, Path of the Grave, to make the one that I'm talking to. The next hit on her is going to be a critical. And to Soul, I say, I don't figure you for talking to the darkness.
You don't even know what they've done yet. You're just gonna assume?
Yes.
We're looking for Marina.
Ah, Marina. Who's that?
Can
You don't
Soul
know?
Can Soul cast a spell while they're talking?
Let her have this conversation, then you can cast a spell. Oh, you want to cast Zone of Truth, don't you?
Yeah.
You can't do that subtly.
Ah.
If you start
Why,
casting that,
I'm
they will know.
distracting.
You want to try and
I got-
distract enough so that he can cast Zone of Truth
I
stealthily?
got so
I
I can sleight of hand.
That's
That's
what you
not-
get for stopping in like Uther.
That's not why I'm talking, but like, I don't know. Use what you got.
If-
I can't believe we're gonna hold a conversation with witches.
We're all just a little
I-
bit witchy.
Here's the deal. Here is
Which is such a
Niffer's.
loaded term.
Here is Niffer's thought process. We know that there's potentially somebody who knows where the Fane is. What if they know? What if one of them is a Fane instead?
Then
What if one
And
of
if
them
we
is Marina?
murder them, then we
Cutting.
won't know.
cutting them
Marina,
fucking half
I
is a
asked-
good way to find out what they are.
I asked them about Marina because that was one of the former Tatianas. That's why.
Yeah, but what if one of them is Marina?
No, Marina's dead.
But oh, okay. So
Marina,
not reincarnated.
no, Marina was Tatiana,
They
and
give me.
everyone figured out that Marina was the reincarnated Tatiana, and they're like, oh, we don't want Strahd
Kill
to get her,
her.
let's just preemptively kill her, and that's why Berez got drowned. But I figure the Fanes would know about Marina.
What if they know
Y'all-
about
Y'all
Fanes?
see Uther shaking at this point. Like,
Yeah.
oh,
I mean,
No,
Ficus isn't
I've-
there to ask these questions. Ficus
In
Also-
real time, like a
often-
second
Also
and a half
in
has
real
passed.
time,
All right,
there's
Uther.
yeah, calm your body, because this
Calm
is
your body.
Niffer. This is
he
Niffer
was just gonna
explaining
run up and
why.
attack.
The one with
Let
the
them
braid,
answer.
the one with the braid looks
Okay.
up, says, "Oh,
Marina.
do you mean the monument in the cemetery
Yes.
to the girl who defied the Lord?"
That's the way I was told.
The one with gray streaks goes, "She didn't defy him." One in brown, "They say she loved him. They killed her for it. She was going to go willingly, you know. That's what they say.
Who's they?
It's an old story. You are of this land, you know old stories. It's tales that are woven, tales that are told.
How do you know I am of this land?
We recognize one of the Vistana."
I am not the Vistana.
Oh. One leans forward. "They're doing the cute little thing. Are you dead, girl?"
I just point to my face, which, because I've been like panic sobbing, is just kind of a mess of like intricate makeup and stuff. But yes, it is still the Vistana marks of being on their journey.
Yes, well, you asked about the girl in times past, and we answered. That's one answer. We'll give you two more.
That's very kind of you.
We're curious.
Any conditions we should know about in exchange before we proceed?
That's the conditions. You have two more.
And what do you get from us? How do you benefit from this?
Amusement.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
All right, quick team huddle. While Uther stares at them. Was there anything we needed to know here aside from the grave?
We need to find the Fane. The Weaver
Yeah.
is here.
Yeah.
The
There's a
Fane
possible
Shrine.
gem here.
Yeah.
Wasn't there?
No,
Where's-
the Nefesh is not there.
Okay.
I'm sorry for this, but y'all left Uther with the witches. Where's the monument?
I'm also up by the
You just
witches.
answered that question.
No, they didn't.
She said,
The three will look
Great.
at each other. You didn't hear. It's in the graveyard.
Yeah.
No, he's asking where in the graveyard.
It's a small graveyard. It's the one that looks like a weeping girl. It's the only monument to remain standing. All the others have gone crooked and fallen. Should we count that as just the first question? Oh, that would be nice of us, wouldn't it? But we did
Yes.
say two more.
this is what we get for leaving Uther alone.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't leave them alone. I didn't huddle.
No.
I didn't huddle.
Yeah, make your team huddle faster, guys.
Uther's done with questions for the moment. You got
I
the
know,
one
I
that you
know.
shot in.
We're looking for a person here who usually spends their time around there. Would you know anything about her?
Well, there are a handful of us that make our way here to Berez. The waters are potent, especially near the tree.
Can I
But-
see under their hoods?
They pulled their hoods back.
They
You
pulled
can
them
see
back,
they
yeah.
they appear to be just Barovian women,
Okay.
human. One with brown hair, one with gray,
Yep.
black gray streaked hair, and one with a
Are
braid.
they anything like the older women from the windmill?
You don't get that immediate sense. The best description I can give you is they appear to be human Barovian women.
Humans, not crones.
There's nothing there is nothing explicitly hag-like about them.
Okay.
Maybe that's the way to answer that. Any suspicions are projected.
He stands.
But a lot of suspicions are projected.
Yep.
Did they functionally tell us where the grave is?
Yeah.
It's just
They said in the graveyard, and they vaguely gestured
Okay.
out the door of this. As the mist clears, you see that you're kind of in the walls have crumpled, but it appears to be the ruins of a manor of some kind. Is what you stumbled into.
Okay.
Two of them continue stirring or one of them goes back to stirring while the other two wait.
Can we smell like what they're making or anything like that? Does it give off any like odor of, death?
Not death, but it's there's kind of that sickly sweetness to it, like something that's rotting, where it doesn't smell good, but it doesn't smell super, super bad. It smells bad, but not unbearable. Nothing immediately comes to mind when you smell it.
What's the cause of this mist? And how do we remove it?
The mists of
answer my
Berez. Oh, the mists of Berez are what make it so very interesting. Now, some say that it's the Lord of the Land who brings the mist, and they would be right, for he controls the land. Technically, yes, but he allows, he stretches, he extends. Yes, and Baba, yes, Baba has taken advantage of that, has she not? Oh, she has. She likes
Baba?
it here.
Oh, fuck.
Baba Lysaga, yes. The queen of witches, I suppose would be a word. Queen is too strong for another in this land. Very close to Strahd she was years ago. Yes, many years ago, but now... They say she guaranteed he would have his magic. Yes, cast the spell over him in his crib. His mother didn't like that. She did not. So Baba went away. But Baba is here now.
And where can we find Baba?
We met her. She was the ones that took Toby, yes?
No, she would
No?
never steal a child. She has what she needs, and she is in her tree.
No,
And
that
I
was the
believe
granny.
Okay.
That
creepy
is
Morga, yeah.
Where's her
3
tree?
questions, was it not? I think that was 3 questions. We have spells to cast, potions to brew, and quite frankly, other things to do. It's nearly the witching hour, you see, and the potions, they get so much more powerful, and the waters grow so much stronger.
Yes,
Enjoy
indeed.
your stay.
Yes, indeed, aunties. We'll see you later. I just kind of am going to walk off in the direction of the cemetery then.
I will join Bright.
I do that like very awkward, like stiff turn of just like I'm very just in my own head right now.
We have no idea what's guarding the monument.
They weren't going to tell us.
Did they seem particularly withholding of information?
We have
Leaf's not
3
gonna
questions.
let Bright wander off by herself.
Retroactive insight check.
I was
Well, could
surprised no one
Ficus-
did. But
Well, could
that's fine.
Ficus have been like doing insight checks, or was it too foggy where she was?
So it cleared up when you got around them.
Okay. I think if she were to have insight checked any part of it, it would have been the conversation about like that very tail end.
Okay.
Kind of like as they were doing, like talking about their potions and stuff like that. Like she'd be insight checking them to see if there's anything nefarious in the way that they're speaking. Like, if we walk away from them, are they going to become more powerful and hunt us down? Is something
You
that
want to
she's
get that
very
from an
worried
insight check?
about. No, but she's wondering if like what they're doing is
Go ahead. Go ahead.
technically
Go ahead and
like
roll
on the sides of
insight.
creepy.
Look, It may be that we don't look harmful enough for creepy people to think we're worth the attention, and I'm banking on that right
okay. I'm good with that.
That's an 11. I
An
am
11?
super knowledgeable of nefarious acts of.
So you are certain that they were a little bit on the creepy side, but not on the creeper side.
Okay,
I like that.
So
I get that vibe. I get that vibe for me personally.
the feeling that you got is that you really did just stumble into a trio of witches taking advantage of the magical properties of an abandoned town that killed someone that genuinely loves Strahd.
All right, more power to him.
Yep.
Just continue on.
As I'm walking with Bright, I would like to kind of say something to her and just kind of.
Yeah, the spider just moved over to my desk. Sorry. It's like on my nope.
Buddy, that's exactly what he was going to talk to her about.
Get a cup. Get a cup and release it into the wild.
I have no cup. Nope.
As my wife says, she will leave animals and creatures alone as long as they stay out of the house.
It's on my desk.
Nah, just eat it.
Nope.
It's good for you.
Stop that.
Protein gains.
Nope. It is staring at me. Anyways, let's just keep going. It's fine. Nope. It disappeared. Hey, I'll do stuff from back here. It's fine.
Uther's just gonna kind of brush past Bright and go, be careful the magics you play with.
No one to talk. Everyone to talk.
We can hear you from back there.
Nope. I'm being courageous. I'm getting this spider. Oh nope! It crawled in my desk. We're done.
It's gone.
We're going to take
now,
a break
gone
after
forever.
this scene, so if you can make it through the scene, we'll take a break and you can find it.
It's fine.
He's just gonna go, I know what I'm doing and I know what I'm willing to give away.
Well, was Bright heading towards the cemetery? Because
Yeah.
what I. Yeah, so Leaf was following her. That's.
Yeah, everybody will follow, but because of the echoes of the mist, it's hard to hear what he's saying.
Oh, so we still trudging through the fog?
You're going through the mist in the direction she pointed. Uther has caught up with Bright in order to have a brief conversation with her away from you for a moment, and that's where we're at the moment. So go ahead, Uther.
Oh yeah, he just goes, I know what I'm doing and I know what I'm willing to give away.
You think I do not?
No, I do not think that you do.
I think she just mean mugs him.
I just what? Mean mug him? Yes.
The mists envelop around you all. The figures behind you disappear. You hear the echoes of their spell casting as they continue. Stir, stir, boil, boil. And that is where we're going to take a brief break to stretch and water and
Kill a spider.
hunt down spiders in rooms. So we will be back in just a couple moments. Don't go too far. We will see you so very soon. We are back. We left off with the group leaving a trio of spellcasters behind, being re-enveloped by the mists, and walking through the ruins of this building, this mansion, this manse of some kind. So as the chant or as the spell casting fades behind you, what do you all do?
Do we see a graveyard?
Yeah,
or
I'm
what
looking
might
for a
be a
graveyard.
graveyard?
So the mists re-thicken around you, and just like before, you can't see more than your hand in front of your face. You can attempt a survival check to navigate through.
Would we have any
perception
idea
check
where
to
we are
find.
on the map at all, or no?
Nope. The map's just there to.
Just there to
It's just
make
there
me angry.
to. It's there to fill a screen.
Excellent.
Eighth time's the charm, baby. Let's go.
I was
So
gonna roll perception.
I got a 16.
16
I got an
for
11.
survival.
survival.
So Leaf is gonna
So the-
pull the feather out and say, "We could use a little guidance." Kind of twist it in his fingers. His survival is a 9. Terrible.
So the 16, that very first one, Bright, you're able to kind of orient yourself just a little bit. You remembered which way they pointed. You're able to keep your bearings. You look down and you can see the pattern in the stone and which way it's going, and you kind of use that to direct, and your memory is so excellent that you affix that in your memory and start heading into the mists. Both Uther and Leaf start to go off in just a slightly different direction off the path that you're taking. So the three of you find yourselves at a bit of an impasse as each starting to move a different way.
Are either of you certain of the way that you're going?
I'm just going. I'm not responding.
I'm gonna follow that one.
That's how it feels.
I don't like it when it's on the other foot.
Yeah, Zoe's just following, trying to get a sense of any kind of direction, but at the same time trying to stick with the party.
As you start to pass through this fog, just like before, it begins to thin just a little bit as you enter a new area. It begins to part, and you can see these sunken and jagged gravestones sticking out of the muck and the mire. Some of them are elevated tombs, some have rusted iron fences around them. All are crooked, all are off kilter or have fallen down, except for one. Amongst all of the crooked graves, there is a single grave that has remained upright and level. It's raised up just a little bit, just enough that it's likely that within its stone walls is the coffin itself. And on top of it is what appears to be a figure on their knees with head bowed. Several dozen feet away from you.
Do any of you see that?
I'm already walking up to it. Like, up.
Ficus is going to look out into the fog just to make sure there's no witches or the scarecrows previously mentioned nearby following them. I don't know if Scarecrow could walk in this, but I don't know. Ficus is worried that they are
I didn't
not
think about that
alone.
until now.
Go ahead and make a
Well-
perception check.
Please roll good. No,
Gotta-
that's a 12.
You
Fuck.
gotta have the hit points to be an asshole. Say.
Ficus scans around, and the fog has thinned significantly, but it's still dark. It's still night. There are a handful of shadows. You're almost certain you see the fog swirling in a unusual way off one direction. You're quite positive there's a darker patch over there, but whether it's another gravestone or a tree or someone standing there, you have no clue.
Cool. This is fine.
Soul, what are you up to?
Soul is going to walk up to the monument. As he looks on, he replays his prophecy in his head. Gonna roll a perception to see if I notice anything at all unusual about the monument.
Okay, go ahead and roll perception.
25.
Oh, hell
Natural
yeah.
20. Natural 20. There you go.
So,
Nice.
with a natural 20 perception check, I'm going to give you a few things. First, there is around the statue's neck a holy symbol, the chain of which is the purest of silver. The symbol upon it you immediately recognize as a very ancient symbol of Lathander. Probably one of the oldest that you've seen in your books, reminiscent of the same one you saw in the temple in the village of Barovia when you first came in. It's old, but still good, and you can immediately feel a sense of power coming off of it. The second thing that you notice You glance past that, maybe you look up to get the others' attention. You can see dark figures posted around the graveyard. Again, probably 40 feet away from you, just at the edge of the thickening of the fog. You see 4 humanoid figures standing still, arms stretched straight out in a T. And with a natural 20, the last thing that you see is coming towards you out of the mist is the almost completely translucent figure of a man wearing something that you only saw recently at Strahd's dinner, wearing a rope that is the markings of a burgomaster of one of the towns of Barovia. This translucent figure has a patchy beard and wild hair, some of which appears to have been torn out with patches of bald. It floats directly towards you, Soul.
Does he say anything? Or is he still a good 20, 30 feet out?
He floats gently towards you. And as he gets within about 5 feet of you, his head tilts. And you hear an echoey voice from all around. What are you doing here? Why are you in my home? Why are you in my village? Are you invaders? Are you attacking? Did he send you?
Technically, yeah, to the last one.
I am after something left behind. Something that'll help me destroy him. To get justice for what happened here. Are you
Destroy
going to
him.
help?
Destroy him. You can't destroy him. No one can destroy him. He is the one who destroys. What are you doing here? Are you invaders? What are you doing in my town? In my home? Did he send you?
Did he just repeat himself?
We found the voicemail.
Oh, nice. It's automated. That's what it is.
Sorry, dude. Am I around too? Am I seeing this?
You,
Cool.
the group of you notice, so as Ficus is looking around to figure out what's in the distance, the other 4 of you see Soul walk up to this monument and take note of a necklace around the or take note of something on the other side of the monument, and then you see a figure float through the air toward him. And you've seen a few ghosts in Barovia and recognize this as such.
Do we see is the coffin in sight?
It's think of like a cement box. It's likely that the coffin is within, but there's only one way to know that
All
for
right,
sure.
yeah, that's where.
Because it said search beneath. I recognize that the holy symbol is super cool. Maybe take that too, but
Yeah.
It-
I'm
the
going-
actual word said search beneath, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna be looking at the actual burial.
I'm gonna try and crack that box open.
Okay. So you walk up and go ahead and roll an athletics check.
I don't like this.
Mhm.
I'm not looking. I'm
26.
not looking.
Of course he did.
26. You immediately shove the lid off of this, and it groans and creaks under the pressure that you are exerting. The stone and the monument that is on top of it both fall to the side sideways. And Soul, this ghost in front of you, you see its eyes get huge. And it says, "You can't disturb her!" And it flies straight through Soul
Ew.
and runs directly into Uther. Uther, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw. Or, sorry, charisma saving throw.
Oh, charisma, I'm fucked.
Oopsies.
Oh no, I'm not. 19.
Oh my
Nice.
19.
Goodness gracious.
Did you ever use that disadvantage that was given to you?
Yeah.
It wouldn't matter. He's within 10 feet of me, so I get a +4.
Okay. All right. Just check.
See, this is why I'm turning evil, because I want the dice to support my bad decisions, just like this.
You feel a sudden chill as this ghost tries to force its way into you. You hear it screaming, "No, don't disturb her!" But it bounces off.
I just look at it and go, "You aren't strong enough to beat me." And I'm gonna look into the coffin.
There is a very old, rotten away coffin. Amongst kind of the pile that is still there, it's hard to discern what it once was.
Well, either now or on my next turn, I'm going digging because apparently there's something in here that we should be after.
We'll see what everyone else is doing while a ghost bounces off of you.
You're the Uther to desecrate a grave.
Mm-hmm.
So, do we think that this is the old? What are they called? Burgomaster. Burgomaster. Do we think that this is the guy that died here, the only burgomaster that wasn't present at the table? I'm guessing yes.
Could be.
The ghost of this town back when it existed.
Yeah, this is the burgomaster who, along with the priest, killed Marina.
Okay. So he was probably like tortured to death and is now stuck here because Strahd bullshit.
Yeah. He haunts this
Maybe.
place.
I'm trying to. I don't know what I can do.
Muriel.
It's ghosts.
Muriel was the name of the person at Berez. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
There you go.
Sweet. Oh well.
So Marina is the name of the
Yes.
reincarnation.
The dead one.
Muriel is
Muriel's
the name
still
of
alive.
the were-raven. Yep.
Yep.
That's a little
Nah,
bit more
that's
editing
fine.
could have been used there when this was written.
Mhm.
Look, some reading of my notes could have been done
Oh,
when
no,
this
it's-
was played. I'm just going back again to see if I have anything else. Yeah.
So- What happened once the ghost tried to go into Uther?
That's what we're finding out. What do you do after a ghost bounces off Uther? He pushed the top off. All of you can see inside through the various light spells that have been cast, this pile of something.
I think. Oh gosh, I think Leaf just says, "Uther, have some respect," and he's just gonna wait and see what happens.
No.
Ficus is gonna keep her eye out on the. She still doesn't know that there's creepy figures off in the distance, but she's still going to keep her eye out for anything else that could come into the graveyard now that we've got a ghost with us.
Okay.
So she's gonna spend her turn continuing to look.
I need to read one of my spells. I'm sorry.
Well, since I sense that I might need it soon, I guess Soul's gonna make a move for the cross.
For the holy symbol,
Yes.
Do it.
Yep.
you reach for the one that is on the monument, or as you reach for it, your hand passes through it.
That's new.
It's all just a ruse.
And it fades, disappears.
Am I able to go wrestling?
Go
now?
ahead and wrestle away.
You know I'm wrestling.
You reach your hand into the remains there. You knock aside some of the rotting boards that were once the coffin. There's still some bones that you find within.
Gross.
And there is a glint of silver that catches your eye, reflecting just a fraction of light from one of the spells that was cast. And as you see it, you hear that voice again. No, 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 no. Damn it. And this ghost screams. And every non-undead within 60 feet must make a wisdom saving throw. So all 5 of you make a wisdom saving throw.
Neat.
22.
Make is the keyword. Make.
One.
Or not. That's a 6 relief.
It's somewhere too.
So, everyone close to Soul, which I'm going to say is everyone except maybe Ficus. Ficus is probably too far away. Gets a +4, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
That's
So the
still
plus-
only a 10.
4.
I rolled a 1,
Means-
so critical fail.
Oh,
No, so here's the thing. A critical fail on a save does not mean you instantly fail, and with your
Oh.
+4, you
14.
still pass.
Wow.
I don't like that.
That's so disappointing.
Leaf, however,
That's what happens when you got a 9.
Not so much.
even with the +1, let's see, and you got a total of 10. Okay, that's good.
I got 20 for the record.
A 20, yep, you're fine.
Yeah.
You feel icy terror jolt through your body. And I don't know why that said that, but and you are frightened and immediately turn to run into the mist at full speed.
Oh no.
Okay.
We're
You're
never
so
getting you back.
fast.
Wait,
We're never
can
getting
we
you
catch
back.
him? Can I attempt to catch
Uh,
him?
The only one of us that could is me.
Can I?
Leaf
Him.
screams out, "Why did you do that?" And then he starts tearing off.
We will deal with Leaf on the way out in a moment. So he takes off. The ghost is pissed and screaming.
Do I have my shiny?
You, unbothered by it, lift up a holy symbol on a silver chain.
I immediately toss this piece of shit to Soul.
Catch it.
You catch in your hand the very same thing that you saw around the neck, except this one is real. It lands in your hand, and as it does, you can feel a warmth infuse you. And in fact, Uther, even in the moment you had it, even you could feel the warmth emanating from
Nah.
this.
It's not my flavor. Am I pretty sure there's nothing else in that coffee?
Yep, there doesn't appear to be anything else
All right,
of interest.
cool. We're done here.
All right. So we'll immediately put it on and take a defensive stance.
Yeah.
Yep. As you drape this around your neck, you feel a sense of peace. And you hear a voice that you may or may not know. That's up to you as a player and what you think about Soul's history.
Thanks, Maceo. We got 1,000 bits.
A good table
Hell
is
yeah.
fantastic. 1,000 bits is a bad table.
No.
Oh,
Bad times.
Whoa.
Bring
Wait,
it on.
Doubt that.
Excuse.
Bring
He
it
said
on,
to
come on.
help.
Excuse.
Specifically,
He said help.
help.
To help.
Give it the
That's
specifically
two
to help.
good
Because
tables.
Leaf is out in the fog right now. That makes more sense.
So we'll do 2 good tables. If that's all right with Maceo. So the first thing is you hear this voice that comes from within. It's a voice of Lathander himself. A single beam of light is sometimes all it takes. Be my beam. Be my light. And you just feel this great sense of empowerment.
God, I wish that I kept it on just so I could have dissed your god to his face.
My hope would have been inside that it smited you just because of the
Takes so much psychic damage.
Be my
Searing
beam of light.
sun
Ugh,
out of
no.
nowhere.
I swear, Roll20 knows that Noir DMs Kids and Bikes and throws him the good dice every
Oh.
time he logs in.
Yep.
So,
Yep. I agree with that.
Y'all haven't seen my rolls on kids on bikes then.
I have- so we have 2 good tables to do. So I'm going to pull those up real quick. Did a general good table, so I will roll 2d6 and see which of you get. So first is a 3, 1, 2, 3. That is Soul.
Oh,
And a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is. I'm not giving it to Noir.
Give it to what? What?
All right, good table for Noir. Noir and
Maziel
Soul, each of you roll a d100.
he was trying to get me a reroll, but that's a little different, I think.
Oh, a reroll's channel points.
Yeah.
Trust me, the good table is better than a reroll.
We accept both.
We accept both.
Since he was trying to help Leaf, can Leaf get the good table?
Wow.
I
mean,
accept.
you know.
Now, Leaf, which of the two do we take the good table from to give to you?
Oh gosh, how am I supposed to know?
I won't take it in mine. I don't care.
We'll do it this way. Even, we take Noir's, and odd.
Oh, I didn't realize you had to give
We
it
take
both
robotics.
out. Sorry, I didn't.
So odd, we take away. I'm taking Noir's, damn it.
Dude, I have been a team player. You give me my good
You
table.
keep rolling good every time I try and possess you with your junk stats.
That's not my fault,
Hey,
baby.
thanks for the raid, Chromatic Chimera.
It is your fault. You're right. I let the dice decide. I am as much stuck to the dice as you. So, Robotic, no good table for you. We'll ignore that 71. Noir got a 42. Leaf, go ahead and roll me.
Oh, brother, do I? You know, I don't know.
ACC.
The stinking bad D&D Beyond dice have been so nasty to me tonight.
I
Let's
rolled
see what
mine and
happens.
rolled 20.
I know,
I've
right?
been-
Oh,
just
you
do
got
it.
To be
Let's just
kidding
do it.
me.
Yes.
Oh, no.
What is it? What is it?
61.
No.
Okay, so I've got that one. 61 for. That's interesting.
I want to know how you get this good juju. As
What?
someone who has either rolled exceptionally or 80% shit tonight, I would like good juju now, please.
You gotta just stick to your character no matter how big a douche they are.
But I'm not a douche. I'm soft.
You gotta amp up that douchery.
No.
No,
Abby,
So,
I haven't eaten anything.
there
around
is-
the problem.
A brief beam of light associated with this conversation that Soul seems to be having internally. And Soul, your conversation continues, and you hear, "This is a gift for Leaf in the sunlight of summer." And in your hand materializes a carafe. It's a little bit bigger than, not a full massive one, just a little bit bigger than a creamer with a handle on a side, made of this beautiful silver.
What does it do? Oh my god.
It purifies. It creates. It cleans. And you see within this, it begins to fill with the cleanest and purest water you've ever seen.
All right then. I'll put that in my satchel. and
No,
make
it's
sure-
for Leaf.
I know. I'm putting it in my satchel for when he comes back.
Oh, that's right. He ran off
He
screaming.
went sprinting.
What if you just hold it up and you're like, "Come back, we have a thing for you."
Free stuff.
And for Uther, you look out into the mist, and a section of mist begins to come together and harden and move towards you. And as it gets closer, you begin to see yourself in the mist.
Oh, this again. God damn it, Bright. He looks on the screen.
What did I do?
It mimics your every action, except in reverse, like looking in a mirror.
Okay.
Kiss,
Well,
kiss it.
After just a couple seconds of coming back, of coalescing and coming together, you see a perfect replica of yourself. All the rest of you now see two Uthers.
Are you kidding?
Well,
So
Leaf
here are
is on his way out, so he doesn't see anything.
Here are the two good tables. Uther's first. Uther, there are now two of you. At any point, you can switch places with the other, and whichever one you were not disappears into a fog. So you will have two, and you can decide, I am this one. And as soon as you make that decision, this one disappears into fog.
Okay. We're
Was
just
the
gonna chill
ball-
around with two Uthers
No,
for a little
yep.
bit.
There's no
Okay.
tracking. Otherwise you control both completely.
Petition to call them Uther and Toother.
I support
Yes.
And
Seconded.
Leaf, when you do get your ewer from Soul, it will clean, purify, and provide. You can define that however you would like, but once it's used once, it'll be gone.
this. Okay.
So it can clean, purify, or provide.
Okay. Okay.
So you get a single use of that.
Put
So
it
that
on the
is
sheet.
the gift that is given to the two of you.
You got Dawn, and he got a body. He's stunt double.
Basically, all the two Uthers are doing right now are making fun of Soul. Look at this.
Is
You
there
talk
still
to
a ghost
yourself?
here?
Yeah, that's what we're going to get to. There was
Yeah, I
a
was
good
like,
table that
okay.
kind of interrupted the thing. So it just released a horrifying visage. It made Leaf run away. A duplicate of Uther came out of the mists and appeared. A ewer appeared in Soul's hand. So Bright and Ficus, you two can have some actions before the ghost does something else.
Oh my lord.
Ficus is going to see Leaf bolt and like try to run up to him to slow him down because we don't know what's out in the mist, and she's definitely not going to let Leaf like go
He's-
off on his own.
He's like 90 feet away already.
I was away from the group towards the entrance, so if you were running out the entrance, you had to run
Fair.
past me.
Does
Well, you also are probably the only person. Well, that's debatable because
Does-
Uther, but you can definitely keep up because you have,
I can run faster than Uther
Yes.
now.
you know.
does difficult terrain slow down Leaf?
It
'cause-
depends
yeah.
If
on
it's a
what
forest,
terrain.
it does not. If it's a swamp, would it?
Uh,
It would.
oh,
Those are
swamp
different.
wood. I think I have forest and mountains.
Those are
Okay.
I
different.
should have taken
So-
swamp. I didn't think of that.
Haha, you should have been a halfling like me.
So
Yeet.
Ficus can go. Oh, and then we have the +2 Maceo they'll use whenever they'd like. So they've got that +2.
Yeah, I have to make a roll for it.
So
Count.
Ficus, you can catch up just as Leaf goes into the fog, but like before, it will help the next one, Maceo. Like before, very quickly the two of you disappear, and you practically have a hand on his back because that's how close you are.
Yep. And I'm just gonna be like, no.
Okay, Bright.
Stop.
What is your turn?
Not my fault they're running away. I'm sticking around here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any-
punch the,
anything
punch
about the ghost?
Punch it.
I mean, is it actively attacking anyone, or
It
is it
just
just kind of
screamed-
helplessly screaming?
It screamed to try and terrify you all. It's definitely tried to possess Uther.
Okay, but
No one's been hurt by it.
She's like, I'm just standing here.
okay. Okay.
Such a good working party.
This is a stand
Look.
together.
This is just passive aggression coming out from everyone. It's not
Uther?
good.
You have a ghost in your face.
Scream back.
Yeah.
Should we,
Yell
Faces. I'm
louder.
sorry, plural.
should we hit it? We should.
Don't talk to yourself.
But
This is our
Do
game
talk
now.
to yourself. Do
Oh
but
it.
the
Yeah.
machine. The
Sure.
machine has a pretty new necklace. I'm interested to see what it does. As if he could use it competently. And they both laugh, and then it swings at the ghost.
Okay, go ahead and attack the ghost.
And these are going to be reckless attacks.
Okay.
Does that mean that there are 2 griefs in existence right now?
Yes.
Oh my
There are-
gosh.
There appear to be 2 griefs in existence. At any point, either one can be grief until 25 will hit.
That's the first one. That's the second one.
Both hit.
And that's the third one.
All 3 hit.
Then we're gonna add 2 to all the damage.
Did you want to
So-
fish for crits on all those recklesses?
Oh yeah, I probably should. Let's do it. Close. Close again. Not quite there.
Will you
All right.
look at the dice that Roll20 is giving you?
This is so dumb. I'm so mad. It's so good.
Y'all can die, man.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right,
I'm
3 attacks.
on Uther's side now.
Shoot. Okay, so it's 1d6 plus 7, 8. So, because it's not rolling normally. So, 9, 10, 11.
11. Okay.
Here, let me just roll these off first. So 18. 4, 2, 5, 2, 6, 9, 4, 35, 36, 37. 37 damage.
37 damage from grief.
Yeah.
So you start slashing at this ghost, and pieces of it fall away, and you can actually see by the time you're hacking, its clothes appear to have been cut. You cut a ghost's clothes, you hit it so hard. It howls in response. Praise to the dice gods. Fails miserably. And we'll just reach out and try and grab a hold of you. That is a 23.
Okay.
And
Hey, Gio.
yeah.
I love you, buddy. He grabbed Uther.
Once you use him, he's gone.
Yeah, I know.
You okay with
In
that?
pieces, Uther.
Okay.
Deuces.
So the ghost reaches out and grabs a hold of Uther. Uther turns into mist and dissipates.
That's my substitution jutsu. Ha!
You can only use it once.
I don't care.
Leaf,
I feel
go
like
ahead
that's
and
odd brand for Uther.
roll your saving throw against the fear.
All right, and I will absolutely use a +2 from Maceo in the chat. That is, yeah, that's happening. So I'm gonna give some love to Roll20 here. Let's try this. That's exactly what I expected. That's a 5. With natural
Listen.
1. My
Wow.
dice are in love with me tonight. Hey, there's a reason I call it 1 in 20, you know?
You never know.
Leaf is freaking out right now.
Leaf is freaking out and keeps running.
Ficus keeps running with him.
But he only
Ficus
gets
is
another
close
60
enough to
feet.
keep a hold.
Just holding your hand, screaming, "Why are you running?"
I gotta tell you, I'm never usually on the other side of the luck thing here. I'm digging it.
Feel like this all campaign for you. So what are you talking about?
Yeah, not used to it. What?
Soul and Bright, what are you going to do?
Soul is going to attack the ghost. Let's say, what's a bonus action? This is a bonus action. Searing Smite, the bonus action.
Go ahead. That puts it onto your attack, and then you attack.
Big O2, because of course.
You roll to hit him, unless I'm forgetting Searing Smite.
Oh, yep.
The Searing Smite primes your attack, is the way to think of it.
20 to
Nice.
hit.
20 will hit.
All right, and then did it roll damage?
So it takes the regular damage. You doing this one-handed with your shield or two? It doesn't.
One-handed.
Okay, so that's 5 from that. That doesn't seem to be enough. I
Wait,
suppose
one.
it is.
Yep.
Yeah, that's enough. 5, and then roll 1d6 for the fire damage that comes from Searing Smite.
You said 1d6.
Yep.
3.
3, so that's a total of 8, which is exactly enough. So your hammer hits this ghost. There's this bright flash of fire, and the ghost just screams, "No!" and disappears in an echo.
As the ghost disappears, Soul just says, "Go with the thunder. Go to the light." And then looks at Uther and is like, "Can you please stop pissing off everybody we run into?"
You're welcome for that trinket.
Did you buy it for me?
We're
No,
done
but-
running now that the source of the frighten is gone, right? No?
That's not how frightened works.
Oh, what?
So,
Damn it.
Good save.
Sorry. So give me another wisdom save, Leaf.
I
You're
believe
running
in you.
away
You got
screaming.
this.
It's
Come on,
coming.
buddy.
Eventually, it'll be.
Use real clicky.
Hey, 17. There we
17
go.
saves. So the fear leaves you. Ficus bumps into you as you suddenly stop. The two of you are deep in the mists, disoriented. The other three are back at the tomb.
So Leaf stops and then a moment later gets bumped in. He turns around and sees that it's Ficus, and he's just like, he looks around and realizes they're off in the mist. He's, "Oh, I'm sorry, Ficus Fig. I think this place is getting to me. We better find our way back to our friends."
Yep. Yeah, we should. Ficus is gonna look at the ground and see if there's any of their footprints leading out here. Like if they made any tracks since they just kind of sprinted and
So as you ran, it's muddy and waterlogged, and every once in a while there's still cobblestones from the remains of the road or something else. Kind of think of it more as a couple inches of water on top of stone for a lot of the path. So you look down and look around. Go ahead and give me a survival check.
Can I assist?
You can assist. You can either roll your own, or Ficus can roll with advantage.
you want me to roll with advantage.
Yeah, do it.
17.
Yep.
You, wow, that adds a lot. You look down, and you do see some of the footprints leading back, and are able to follow them back to the rest of the group. While they're on their way back, what are the three of you going to do in the cemetery?
Soul's gonna look to Bright and say, while looking at the holy symbol on his neck, it's like, "I believe this fulfills my prophecy. One item down to defeat him."
As well.
Are you
I
all
would-
right?
I would pull out the book to confirm, but I don't think we should settle here.
Of course.
Are we not going to? And he points to the tomb. Did you want to stay here and put it back as it was?
Yeah, looking at him while we wait for the other two to return. Soul's going to do his best to put the grave back how he found it.
Who's just gonna watch?
I am not going to allow this to go poorly and say that Soul is able to lift.
You coward! Let the dice decide.
No, I got to do it. Let
All
him
right.
do it.
Go ahead and roll an athletics check then.
Oh, please, merciful Zeus, let me have this.
No.
Let me have this one. Oh, that's just as good.
You are able to lift it and put it back into place, but there is some visible struggle as you strain to get the stone and the carved monument on top of it back in place.
That's
Your
fine.
knees are
Nothing good comes
shaking.
easy.
Your knees are shaking. You might lose a screw.
I don't know. Why don't you ask Uther to come help me?
The world can only handle one of me.
That's true, Ficus will say as she joins the group.
Bright audibly rolls her eyes.
So that it's not forgotten, there is a ewer that you were given by divine providence to give to Leaf.
Yep, I will hand that off to him.
Hey, God said to give this to you.
I'll say, yeah. Apparently, even you have found favor with the vendor.
Oh, all right. What's this then?
I'll explain what Lathander said to me about the properties. I don't remember exactly. I'm sorry.
I hope you were listening.
I was. I
I
forgot.
saw. I
You wrote it
saw.
down.
I saw
You have to
Gregory write it
forgive
down.
him. He's a little tired.
Really?
Thank you, Solaire. I'm sure this will come in handy. He just tucks it in his satchel. I will endeavor to use it wisely. Perhaps we can finish our business here and gone.
We've still got so much more to do. We still have to find a Fane. Isn't there a sword here? Was the sword here? No.
We thought perhaps it was a sword, but it turned out it was the holy symbol.
Okay.
Oh,
We still have to find the Fane,
is
if they're even here.
Solaire wearing the holy symbol?
Yeah,
Yes.
I motioned to it.
Oh, excellent. It suits you.
Everybody hold hands.
What?
That's a change.
Everyone hold hands.
Okay.
Once we do that, I'd like to tie the knot and
No, we have some
If
left.
Ficus sees him pulling that out, no, we
Yeah.
still
Why
have
does
to
he
find
even
someone.
have
We're
this?
still working here. And she's just shouting in this
You all
graveyard at this
tackle Uther.
Why does he even have those?
No, look.
just
He
the rest
doesn't
of the
technically.
fingers
Each
can't
one of us was given
Yeah.
one. And
Each
he
one of us
used
has.
his.
Didn't his first?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you used yours first.
Get
use
out.
it.
You were the
There
one who
were-
got us out of the place.
Nobody said it went away.
There were 6 of these.
Hmm.
One was tied to get you here,
Okay.
so you have.
Does it
5
go away
left.
once it's tied?
Yes.
Well, it has a knot in it already, so you
So
have
you
can't
5
use it.
unknighted leather throngs and one with
Okay.
a knot in it. And who has? If each of you have one that's unknotted, that's fine with me.
That's what I heard
Okay.
when you said it.
I was gonna say for a moment that didn't they say people came by during the witching hour when the water ran its most potent or something?
Yes.
Maybe the Fane would come by in the witching hour.
That's what I was thinking.
We are supposed to look for someone from the Brotherhood of the Feather.
Well, considering that the witches said that that's the best time for someone to come by, it's better than waiting all day.
Do we?
And
Crazy
we still
theory.
need to find the shrine.
Crazy theory. Do we think the scarecrows that we can see off in the distance could be guarding the shrine? Like, if I were a hag, I'd put up a creepy scarecrow to watch my shit. I don't know if that's a thing.
Can I attempt an intelligence check to see if this was the shrine?
You know that it's not. So the shrines
Okay.
have been explained.
Yeah,
to-
the shrine
to-
has like the weird
Shrine-
hole
think-
and the...
So the 3 major shrines. Think Stonehenge. There
Ah.
are 3 standing stones on the outside and 1 in the middle. The 3 on the outside each are associated with one of the fanes. The one in the middle is just one fane, and it's whichever fane that shrine belongs to.
And we're currently in like what looks like the graveyard on this map, yeah?
Yep, you're in the graveyard.
But we can't see the rest of this.
We
village?
don't know the
You
rest of
can't
the map.
see
This
anything?
is just here for fun.
This is just here to put something in that black square.
Yeah.
The what you see is in the graveyard, the mist is dissipated enough where you have this open area you can see in. But as soon as you leave the graveyard, the mist thickens again to where you can barely see at arm's length.
Could I attempt to sneak up on a scarecrow? I feel like this is stupid, but I'm nervous about these scarecrows watching us.
Go ahead and roll a stealth check.
Does it feel like they're watching us? Do we even know? Because I'm guessing what you described, the beings that were just arms out like this, were scarecrows.
That would be a fair assumption, yes.
Oh, I just don't know how smart Ficus is. Ficus is plenty smart. I don't know how smart I
Yeah,
am.
you are.
Piloting Ficus.
You're really smart. Promise. You still got some hot sauce in your eye, buddy?
Or he thinks Ficus is just real dumb.
Oh,
And he's just rubbing his eyes with pain and anguish
And
of her
frustration.
decisions. Yep.
I don't think that you're done.
Yeah, Ficus is gonna try to go up, or she's gonna try to sneak close enough to see if it looks like these. No, she's gonna sneak. I remember things. I'm so good at this now. I'm getting better at D&D. She's gonna sneak up with her seeing stone.
Okay.
With it on for detect magic.
Okay.
To see if these scarecrows are indeed magical. I'm hoping that's the right one and it's not evil and good, but I don't know. So I'm going with detect magic.
I think that's safer.
Yeah. So she's gonna like hold her little orb nice and close to her chest and just sneak as quickly as she can towards the scarecrow that has been pointed out to her.
Okay. You make your way up to one of these scarecrows, and as you get close to it, you do see that, yes, the scarecrow is magical.
Okay. Ficus is going to scurry back and tell the group that it's definitely magical scarecrows and they're probably guarding something.
What type of magic?
That is what
yeah.
I am double checking. So it is a combination of necrotic and conjuration.
Necrotic and conjuration, Ficus will spout out, not knowing what either of those mean.
Well, necrotic's
That's
not
Good
surprising.
to know. And conjuration just means that somebody has brought it here to, call it forth into being, essentially.
Hey, Uther, we're gonna go tackle a scarecrow.
I
You
think, like,
first.
we should sneak up on them. Because,
You want to scare a scarecrow?
And I'm
well,
not.
if it's guarding something, like, does it send off an alarm? Like, what if that's, like, the magic that's with it? Ficus knows nothing about magic.
That would probably be closer to a different school.
Where did you say these scarecrows were?
They're surrounding the cemetery, just at the edge of where the mist is thin to where it thickens.
All right, I'm gonna walk up to them.
Ah,
Sure.
shit. Ficus is going to sneak up to another one.
Okay. This is going to put you guys several dozen feet apart from each other.
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll stealth, Ficus.
23.
Okay. Uther, you walk up to a scarecrow. It doesn't move. It just appears. You get close, and it appears to be a scarecrow.
Eyes of the grave. Is
Okay.
this undead?
No, it does not register as undead. By a technicality of the spell, it does not register as undead. By a DM twist, there is something undead-ish about it, but itself is not undead.
And you said it looks like they're guarding something?
Area thought.
They're all staring basically toward the center of the cemetery, posted at 4 different places around it.
So does it look like they were looking at the grave we all collectively and equally
Oh, I see.
desecrated?
Okay, go ahead
Uh-huh.
and make a, let's see, what kind of check should I have you make for that? Maybe, investigation to figure out what they were looking at? Unless you
Sure.
have another recommendation. An 18.
Mm-hmm.
So, standing at the scarecrow, you kind of try and turn your head so that you can see what it's looking at. And as you align your head with it, you turn around and it's looking in the direction of Soul and Leaf and Bright. Vaguely in the proximity of the monument. But with an 18, you can tell that they weren't looking at the monument. They appear to be looking at them.
All of you, move this way.
Do I
Do
trust
it!
Uther?
No, I do. That was Niffer sighing, but yes. Bright catches on immediately and is like, okay, yeah, test this hypothesis.
Ever so subtly, the head begins to turn to follow the majority of the group.
Now everyone stand still. Soul, you move.
Soul's gonna start walking the other direction.
Okay, so we've got Ficus stealth. The
Aye.
scarecrow will split its vision, so it will be looking not split. No, it's
I was so creeped out.
it will be looking toward what you piece together, and this is from the roll and what I know you're trying to see if it's looking at the holy symbol or not. It doesn't seem to be tracking the holy symbol. It seems to be tracking the biggest group of those of you who are here.
Scatter!
Once Leaf saw that Ficus was like going into sneak mode, I think he would have done the same thing.
Sure, go ahead and stealth. But yeah, that's what you piece together, Noir, is that the scarecrow appears to be looking at the biggest group of you, not necessarily any of you in particular.
Only a
Now
14.
I'm gonna pitch something here, and we'll see if you let it fly. I would like to try an insight check to see if I can figure out a trigger. Clearly, these things are guarding it until something happens. He's trying to figure out what that until is.
Make an insight check,
Okay.
and I think I know how I can answer this if you roll well enough.
Well, fuck me sideways. I do believe I have a reroll.
No, you had a disadvantage.
That you
I had
never
a
used.
disadvantage. Wait, I have a disadvantage, so I can give you disadvantage?
No,
No,
you
no,
were the
you were
recipient
supposed to
of
make your
disadvantage
first
at the
roll
start
with
of the night.
disadvantage.
But it
Oh,
was
yeah.
it was an inconsequential roll, and we kind of
Yeah,
didn't do
because-
anything with it.
Because everybody's trying to fuck me. Like, you can't stop me, baby. Woo!
That was the first thing that happened. Was that dissipated? It's like 2.5 hours ago. So you try and piece together what could set them off, and you have no idea.
Alright, I'm just gonna cut it in half then.
Oh yeah, that's what Ficus was gonna do. While they were all like doing their walkie woos, Ficus was gonna go to Stab Town.
Yeah.
Okay. So
This is a practice dummy.
Uther can attack that dummy. Ficus, you can attack from stealth.
Yes.
I mean, Leaf is gonna follow suit if he sees them getting into action.
You can attack also. That's fine.
Soul's just gonna shout, "Why?"
So a 20. So because you're from stealth, you have advantage
Oh,
on
that's
the
right.
attack. It doesn't know you're
I will re-roll those just in case.
Do we all or just Ficus?
there. You don't.
Yes, just in
Hey.
case.
Okay.
Okay. Natural 20. Neat. Peep.
Good. So you rapier crits.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll up your crit damage.
Hell yeah.
That is
Jesus!
8 plus 17 for 25 points of stabs.
Rogues, man.
Your rapier's non-magical, correct?
Correct. My dagger is magical though.
Okay. And then your dagger attack.
Beep doo doo doo.
Which dagger are you using? The one that I gave you?
The one
or
that you
the-
gave me.
Okay, good.
So that's 8 piercing.
8 piercing. That one is magical. So that is... Okay, I got that. Leaf, you hit it.
Yep, and so once again, for anyone that hasn't heard, this magical bow has a, sort of electric light that comes out, magical light as the string, and a blue laser of light shoots out as an arrow. It strikes. It is magic. It's gonna be, let's say 8 damage, piercing damage. How badly injured does this thing look?
Okay. I'll get
Also,
to that after
Quick
Uther's
question.
Well, because I have a second
I-
attack too, so.
attack. Attack your second time.
So
While he's attacking, could I have stabbed it in the eyes? I should have clarified that.
You can stab it in the eyes. I'm
Okay,
good with
I don't want anything watching me anymore. That's what she would have like climbed up to do.
if it still seems like it's functioning, then a bonus action to mark it as Slayer's Prey, and then I'll also try to make this one a what you call it?
Sharpshooter.
Yeah,
Sharpshooter.
sharpshooter. Thank you.
that. Go ahead.
So that'll be it's not doing the -5, so it's a 12 to hit.
A 12 will hit.
Spectacular.
Yay, Scarecrow.
Yeah.
Oh,
on a
soft
stick.
crit. That's 13 standard plus 10 is 23 plus d6 is only a 1, so 24 magical piercing damage.
Okay, I've got all of yours. Uther, your attack on your trio of attacks.
That is right. I only did my 1. Here we go. Number 2. Probably gonna miss.
12
and
hits.
Then 20 will definitely hit. And 12 damage on the second hit, and 14 on the third, and it was
35.
and it was 9 damage on the first one.
Yep, so that's a total of 35 from your greatsword, which is non-magical.
Nope.
So, the Ficus and Leaf obliterate this scarecrow. It disappears in a burst of straw and hay and clothing. And within, there is a full humanoid skeleton that drops to its knees and falls down. Uther, you start hacking at yours, and after you get done hacking, its burlap sack head turns to you. A tear forms where its mouth would be, and you see the jagged pieces of burlap, and it just starts to howl.
Oh look, I found the intel.
And that is where we'll stop for the evening.
Yes.
As the echoing howl is repeated from the two on the other side of the cemetery,
Hell yeah.
and from the mists throughout this
Oh,
town
boy.
of Berez.
Great.
So,
We know if these scarecrows could even move. They just kind of stayed in place and looked at us. But if they can move, we
minding their own
fucked.
business.
So, that was the first time you specifically looked for the scarecrows, but they would have been available to see with a good perception check at any point since you got in Berez.
I had shitty perception checks. That was part of the evening. Is that I was rolling shit.
Should've went
So-
off.
If you are a viewer, do stick around. We're going to spend about 10 or 15 minutes or so chit-chatting a little bit about our time in the game, things that went well, things that went poorly, things we loved, things we hated, things that we thought could have gone better, things that we thought went fantastic. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, conundrums, or qualms, you are more than welcome to voice them in chat, and we will try and get to every single question in chat. Big shout out to everyone that tossed some bits, some bobs, some donations. That is always wonderful and always greatly appreciated. And I hope you enjoyed the outcomes of your various donations. So, chat, if you have questions, go ahead. As for the players, anything that you would like to bring up, now's the time.
Most important question: did we level up? We found a thing.
I didn't ask it this time, but we got a MacGuffin.
Because
So
we actually knew we found a thingamabob. You just ask it every
Yeah.
session.
Yep.
you know
so you're-
what? We could work together after the show. God.
You did find a thingamabob,
Uh-huh.
but it's not the only.
I don't want to hear any butts.
It's not the only MacGuffin in Berez.
Dang it.
You said each one. You didn't say clear.
Yeah.
So that means there's
Technically-
2 levels in Berez, is what I'm
Te-
hearing.
Technically, he did say every 2 MacGuffins we find, we level up.
Nipper,
So.
who the fuck are you working with?
Represent,
Jeez.
Whoever's not on
Nif.
your team.
Wow.
I'm
You know
with
what?
you.
Okay. I see how it
Oh,
is.
shit.
You feel as though there's a milestone on the horizon.
I could feel my power
That-
creeping up.
That was a very diplomatic answer.
Hey,
Ah.
I did move something on the conspiracy map though, so that's progress.
Awesome.
Filled in.
Oh, Masio has a question for you, Leaf.
Thanks,
Oh,
Mace.
Oh, weird. Oh, wait. Oh, I see what happened. My chat got like hidden for a second, so I didn't see it.
That's all right. Go ahead and pull it up.
Sorry. Yeah. So,
He's bogus.
yeah, that's a fair question.
Honestly, I think that's a big question, and I'll let you answer. But I want to add to it just a little bit. So, I specifically targeted some of the barbarians' worser saves tonight, and still roll 20 loved giving
Y'all
him
see
high
how
rolls.
I'm being targeted?
And the inverse is Leaf was rolling just awful over and over again. So that the question I'll raise is, and Leaf, I want you to start, and this I think you'll love because it is in the name, but dealing with low and high rolls.
You know.
Why do you do
So-
it first off? Why do you roll so low? So you have to answer that first. And then how do you deal with it?
Yo. The funny thing is that I actually don't generally roll terribly low, so it was kind of, unless I'm the DM. If I'm the DM, that's a totally different story. But generally speaking, like usually I have decent rolls, especially if I'm rolling like my own dice, actual click-clacks. So I don't know what happened tonight, but you know, for me, it was just funny and fun. I'm okay with like flubbing things, especially when it's like just, you know, a series of them, one after the other. But yeah, that was totally why I originally chose that, you know, the 1 in 20 D&D as my sort of not moniker, is because I really feel like, you know, even though it's awesome to be heroic and, you know, we all love rolling critical hits, I think we can have a lot of fun moments from those, like, the critical failures as well. If it means your character dies, that's not necessarily fun unless it's, like, an epic death. But, like, when it's not really that critical of a moment and you just can't seem to get things right, I mean, look how much fun we've had between, like, Solaire and Uther, where, you know, Solaire, who's possibly got the best strength in the group, is, you know, having trouble doing simple seeming things. It's the same thing with Leaf right now. Like, Leaf is potentially the best tracker in the group. He's certainly very skilled at being stealthy, and like all of these things are sort of in his favor, but he keeps not having a good time of it. So I love it. I generally, when I said that to a Ficus, that, you know, I think this place is getting to me, that's I love that. Like, to me, it just played into that. Like, he's stressed out. This has totally gotten him out of his rhythm. He's used to have, like, you do your thing through the day. When the sun goes down, you stop, you rest, recuperate. Then the next day you do it again. And no matter how difficult the day is, that should be the rhythm. And that's not happening at all. On top of that, there's all this mist, there's ghosts, there's all the infighting in the group. Not that it's like, you know, a lot of infighting, but, you know, we definitely butt heads and that kind of stuff. So, and he still doesn't really know any of you very well at all. And he doesn't, you know, maybe he's still having a hard time trusting you all. And so, yeah. So to me, I don't know why the dice were not in my favor tonight, but I love it when that happens because it just feeds the story as far as I'm concerned.
What about rolling high all night, Uther? Do you at least, or Noir, do you at least feel guilty about it?
No, I had justice on my side. You see how the audience and the GMs and my party are working against me? I can't be stopped.
I was never working against you, by the way. I just don't agree with anything you did.
Righteousness is on my side.
I agree 100% with what Purple Phil said. You know, the dice are meant to help tell the story, so don't fight them.
I mean, honestly, yeah, I completely agree with that. And it's kind of solidifying Uther in his ways, which take that for what it's worth. And I kind of,
it's totally dragging Bright down that too.
I
Because
love
she's-
watching this happen.
She's
Oh
not,
god, it was so cool.
She has not done anything in this fight because, like, look, if y'all are just not gonna appreciate me, I'm not gonna be there. Deal with it. And it's just getting sassy like Uther is.
I kind of like that. I mean, Uther is starting to develop more of a. He's starting to develop away from the, with death I can do anything, and more into the, I'm strong enough to do what I'm doing, and the rest of y'all either have to get stronger or get lost. And it's kind of manifesting itself in little things like, I'm just gonna move this goddamn tomb over with one hand, and so, like, having a harder time. Like, it's just, he is being reinforced in the wrong way, and I like the idea of this really bad guy maybe being involved in taking out Strahd. Like, he is becoming a bad guy in my head.
Yeah, kind of like the anti-hero vibes, like that are played up in cinema all the time.
We're getting real close to just villain.
Yeah.
Because I asked myself, like, is there a chance that Uther would stop in the swamp and turn around and get y'all? And honestly, the most he was willing to do was that hand axe, and he had 2 of them, and he was just like, I'm not wasting my second hand axe if they can't make it work with the first one. Oh well.
Yeah, I think it's very funny because Purple Phil pointed out just a second ago, and it's in everything you just said, Noir. From the beginning of this, Uther has made decisions that some people might find questionable. We'll put it that way, but the dice or luck or whatever keeps making it work out. And so starting down that path just reinforced everything else the entire way. And you've commented on it before. It's like it just keeps going well, so why stop? Which
when you said a charisma saving throw, I was like, well, I'm completely fucked. And then I rolled 2 19s, and it's just like, Uther's like, you're not strong enough. I enjoyed that moment because that's when, like, the character took over for a hot second. It just dunked it. I love that.
Yeah,
I was gonna have him cast protection from good and evil to avoid being possessed. He's just like, I don't need it.
Yeah, with his level of rolls, we have literally not had to help him in any fight. So,
Yep.
It has been easily the most frustrating thing.
So also, I thought that Soul was going to be tricked into killing another person.
Oh, you mean the hags? I was
Not hags. No one said they were hags.
They're not.
Oh,
They're
I
hags.
was, as soon as you
They're
said they were
hags.
human,
Just
Some people like hanging out in graveyards. You shouldn't judge them about that.
They weren't in a graveyard. They were around a cauldron.
I set Soul up to rock the soul out of that glowing.
hey, what did I say?
I was
I
like-
said you
I
can't
was like,
judge people. That's what I said.
You hit that old lady with a smite, it's automatically critted. Let's go.
It's like you trying to make me lose.
And of
my
course
divine
you,
favor.
you let me down again.
It sounds like you're trying to make me lose my divine favor. That's what you
When
sound like.
When I die, I want you to be my pallbearer so you can let me down one more time.
Slide you down the
Oh
hill.
my gosh,
Painful
there is a
river.
TikTok that I will send this group later tonight if I can find it.
I'm gonna slide you down the river. That's what I'm gonna do.
It'll be interesting to see if this sort of onward progression of Uther just steamrolling everything, it comes to a head at some point, because
I feel like it has to.
yeah, and I've consciously made a choice for leave, probably about 2 sessions past, that he was going to sort of step back and just kind of like follow along and see where things go, because it's interesting. I think in a very similar vein, he's probably having some of the same feelings like Bright is right now, whereas like he was making suggestions and sort of I don't know, offering like his idea of the next course of action, but it seems like it's being very much ignored. And it seems like from what you've said, Niffer, that like that's really where Bright is at, where it's like every time I help, nobody seems to care or want to listen to what I have to say, so why should I bother? So
especially with Strahd pointing it out too.
Yeah.
Like that's why it's sticking her in her head more. As Strahd was like, "How long are you going to do that?" And I was like, "I'll do it as long as I need to." Nope. Nope, that's gone. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm curious if there will be a line that Uther is willing to cross that the rest of us are like, yeah, no, not happening.
And that's the funny part, because Cell's taking the exact opposite route. I'm trying to feel like I'm babysitting the guy who I'm just waiting to screw up. And because Cell's like, this is gonna bite him one day. One day those dice aren't gonna be with him. And that, and partially because I'm so tired of looking like an imbecile in front of this dude. I just need the dice to help me one
night. We just need one night
to fight off one zombie.
It's kind of funny because Uther is very much on the other end of that spectrum, which is like, it's only a matter of time before they can't hang and they're gone, or they get in my way. And like, when that point comes, they're gonna talk, and I'm not going to have the patience to listen. Like, and I think that's why he's trying to push to get to Strahd so quickly, because it's just like, I don't know how much more patience is in this body. Because I mean, he's already looked at it. He's just like, I might. He's still in the process of, I might have to kill them, and he's doing a lot of thinking about it.
But does that mean he's okay with Strahd not being defeated, or does he still have it in his head that he can do it on his own?
Oh, he thinks that he's gonna deliver Tatiana. They're gonna go off and see the world in there, and he'll get to be a king of Barovia. Obviously.
That's the backup plan.
That's his plan. Duh.
I'm a little concerned that we don't have Irina with us right now.
Oh yeah, Ficus is
so
freaking out about that.
Yeah.
I feel like she would have noticed right away, but
absolutely.
It's so hard because like if we were in person and had a sixth person with us and then didn't, we all would notice. But because we're just sitting at a table playing pretend, none of us think about like, oh yeah, we had another person that's kind of made up. And that's just really frustrating to me as a person who struggles with object permanence on a daily basis.
And anytime there's an NPC with the party, it's me doing that constantly of, remembering
reminding us that they're there.
And, reminding, and then, having them, ask a question that didn't get asked, or, try and toss a little something in there. And it honestly, the reason that I left Irina there is because it was getting too much for me to keep track of.
Oh yeah.
And she was too much of an afterthought.
All the time.
And it was just too many sessions of that. So
I kind of like that being a bit of her personality, the quiet, shy person whose shyness is a liability, because we're in the, like, any second we can get jumped by God knows what. You got to make yourself known, and like the fact that she does it because she's an NPC, I just kind of attributed it to her personality, which is one more reason that Uther's just like, if he dies, it's not the worst thing that happens, or if she gets married off the Strahd, I can live with it.
Yeah.
There was something really... So, Ficus coming after Leaf when he ran away was really important to him, although I don't think he knows it yet. Like, I, as the player, recognize, like, that was a really defining moment for him. But I think he's still kind of caught up in the swirl of, like, it's the middle of the night, there are things trying to kill us, and we just need to stick together. But I'm sure that after he's had a chance to kind of, like, rest and reflect, even just, like, for one long rest that will really sink home for him. So that was even though it was a very quick thing that happened, that was a really awesome moment for me as a player.
I am excited for our first long rest together coming up because I think a lot of us have like little conversations that like probably need to happen because the last long rest that we had, like that's when Bright and Uther had the dream sequence. That's when Ficus got splattered and revived. Like there's just stuff that we haven't had a chance to talk about because we all quietly grumbled down a road and then we went to dinner with Strahd and now we're here. And there's just been like 2 sessions of us not talking about our feelings, which I know Uther doesn't need, but Ficus is like, fuck, now like Strahd's castle isn't just about killing Strahd, it's like, how do we go rescue Irina? So like Ficus is like, now there's like all these other steps that she doesn't even know because she's just trying to figure out the fucking clues that they have. And now she's like, now there's this whole other thing that I have to do in my 10-day time. And she is pissed. Which is why she just went to town on that scarecrow. She's like, I'm gonna fucking murder everybody. Strahd just added another day to my list. Just, oh God.
Yeah, I hope
Fuck
we
that
didn't
scarecrow.
I hope we didn't make an error attacking these things when we probably didn't need
Oh,
to.
we
If they
Definitely
could have
did.
seen us from the graveyard, we were already fucked. But at
think?
least now it's like one less set of eyes if someone's looking through them. That's
Fair.
why Ficus went for the eyes.
Fair.
Maybe.
Why?
I don't know. That's Ficus is. I wrote in my notes that I have an intelligence of 16 and I need to act like it. Because I'm like, she's dumb, and I'm like, oh wait, no, that's my cleric.
No, she's not.
That's the cleric that's dumb.
Just
I'm
getting
love
it.
glad
that
the
cleric.
party is restrained enough not to attack the witches because I felt like at least 2 of you were ready to do it.
You all were so ready, and I
Oh,
was like,
no,
I'm
I
just
did not
gonna
want.
I'm just gonna start a conversation and maybe just
Yep.
kind of
Only if we
just
knew
keep
that.
talking so nobody interrupts me.
slashing.
If we knew it was the hags, like the 3
They're
hags
not
that
the
we
hags.
Right, exactly. If we
Yeah.
knew it was them, then Leaf would have been
Then
ready
sure.
for it. But he didn't think it was. Yeah,
Yeah.
that wouldn't have happened.
I think Uther was actually the only one primed for it. The rest of us, like, all had like that brief moment of, do we do this?
And like that's kind of a good point because that kind of plays into where Uther's mindset is, which is he was primed to do it, but what he doesn't understand is that he didn't, and he feels like he's still getting shit as if he did do it, and that's the thing that's been pushing him over the edge. Like, for example, he got the holy symbol, and all anybody focused on was, you know,
That there's a
desecrating the
ghost.
grave. Like, the ghost was coming regardless. And he's just like, it's just like he has made concessions and he has extended olive branches and they've been ignored. And so he's now just like, okay,
Well, it's
now
like
we run amok.
we're all sort of taking issue with Uther's methods, whereas Uther is like, well, wait a minute, look at the results. I get results. What is your issue?
Well, I mean,
Elbows deep in someone's grave.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
his argument would be, and how would you have gotten it?
Probably would have tried to figure out a way without this.
or just
like-
said a prayer, or
We
you
would
know.
assume that Soul would know a way to do it without desecrating the body. If you had just stopped for a second.
And his argument then is, how much time do we have?
It wouldn't take 10 days.
But the thing is, we're under the gun, and it's just like, no matter the results, it's just like, oh, there. And he's just like, you know what? Y'all are gonna bitch regardless, and eventually I might have to kill you anyway, so fuck it, keep up.
Uther's the guy who won't wait for the lockpick, for the group, for the party member to pick the lock. He's just gonna punch open the door.
But the
Yeah.
thing is, he does wait. Did the witches get attacked?
No.
Nope.
Because we
Which
kept
I
up
You're
was
with-
making a
impressed
bunch of
with.
valid
Like,
points.
immediately rolling
I'm just
it.
sitting here like, that's fair.
I
That's only
mean,
because-
that's why Bright hasn't yelled at him.
because the name didn't say roll
because
it.
Bright used to yell at people.
Did he attack Strahd?
Got real close.
Yeah.
He got real close, and he really wanted to, and you all knew that he wanted to, but did he?
We were
Look,
hoping Strahd would-
Noir, we haven't had time to reflect on these choices yet. We haven't had a long rest.
No.
I'm just saying,
you
like,
did attack
in
Strahd.
Uther's head, it makes
Wait.
sense. It's just like no matter what
Uther
I
attacked
give.
Strahd.
This is also true, but counterpoint. We shouldn't have to say thank you for doing the bare minimum of not killing people.
Who did he kill?
Uther attacked Strahd.
No,
You just took
you-
that free
You
hit.
were saying, "Oh, look, I didn't kill them. Somebody tell me thank you." Okay, not killing people should be our resting state.
I think it all started, just from my perspective, a lot of it started when the priest was killed in the village of Barovia.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Because no one else felt that priest was killed
Needed.
justly
Yeah.
or
Yep.
even needed to die. Now, the priest didn't stick around long enough to explore that or decide if that was the case. But I think from that point onward, and the tension between Uther and
It's been growing
Irina
since
that
then.
just
Yeah.
followed, or that happened right after that on the edge, oh God, he's going to do something again, has been a part of everything he does.
But the funny thing is, he hasn't done anything.
And that's
Again.
normal.
Yes, but it's just like if I'm saying the perception that he's gonna do something like, oh, let's hold him back, has been going on since that priest. And the thing is, he just lost his child when that happened, and there was no consideration to his mental state. And it's been like he's a loose cannon ever since, and he's been working to not be, and like giving, and even with that, there's been no middle ground. There's been like no accepting of the olive branch. So he's been pushed to where he is now. So this isn't coming out of nowhere. He is who he is because that's how he has to survive this group.
Well, I
I
don't know.
definitely see
So
it to a degree, but at the same time, there's like this. It's almost like Uther as a character has this willful belligerence to reinforce that.
that's
So
what it
there's
is.
the-
That's what I was gonna say. Is like you're right. Where his actions are is totally fair. I think part of the challenge is that every time we try to have the conversation with Uther, it's met with like the total brush off of like he just doesn't give a crap. Even if he doesn't follow through with an action, anytime one of us is like, wait a minute, let's think about this, Uther's just like right straight through. Just the actions. That's what it seems like. Whether
Right.
it's how
No,
he communicates or what have you.
I get that. Uther's the guy that he sits around and he lets people talk and talk and talk and talk, and when the talking doesn't go anywhere, he just does something, and everybody's like, "But we still have more talking to do." It's just.
I think
There-
my favorite moment tonight, to be completely honest, or the thing that happened that I really liked a lot, was actually that Bright took the initiative with the witches. Like it just.
Oh no,
felt
she's
right.
just mad at y'all.
Well, that's
So
fine.
she's doing the
but-
exact same thing that Uther does. It's like, okay,
That-
y'all
and
are
it's
doing stuff.
working.
I
though.
think like it's
And it's
like Bright's mad at frustrated with everyone, but like
Sure.
she's playing off like of being a different variation of Uther, and I feel like their tension is coming to a point, and then there's Soul, Leaf, and Ficus who are just kind of floating around in the background, knowing that there's something there, but we haven't addressed it. We've had a whole day. There was like a whole day of just walking, and it was just brooding tension. That's all they had. And then we went to dinner with Strahd, where Strahd was just fucking annihilating all of us. I think like Ficus got the easiest because it's like, you've already told me this shit. Shut up. Whereas like he went in on Uther and Bright, and she was just like, oh, this is what he's saying to other people. And like they haven't been able to deal with it. And then like tonight when she
We're
saw
doing fine.
we're
the
good.
chill
We're
touch
good.
come out of Bright's hands, like
Mhm.
she knows the chill touch because she had like Uther healed her once and then casted Chill Touch over the top of her. And so she's watching these two very powerful beings in her mind fight with each other, but cast and use the same magic. And she's like, you're not two sides of a coin. You're the same fucking side. It's just you're too stubborn to see it. And so like Ficus is getting like big mad that these two are pissed off at each other when they are so much alike, aside from one's like a heavy magic user and one's a heavy like will
Axe
slash
user.
you in the face with a sword. But like their power in her mind is the same.
It's funny you call that out because that's essentially what Uther was talking with Bright about, which is he wasn't talking to her out of anger. That was concern. It's just like, I see the magic that you're using now. It's my magic. Make sure that if you do this, that you know what it costs. Because he was going to say one other thing, but we got cut off there, which is, I had no light to dim. You do. So if you're going to go this route.
Okay, now that changes things.
Yeah, let's retcon that back into the conversation.
We're gonna retcon that.
No.
It's still available for the talk in the evening.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I mean, essentially, that's what that entire conversation was, which is, I get that you're pissed, and I get that you've been driven to this level, because I too was driven to this level. I have nothing left to give that matters. I gave away the only thing that mattered to me. So I'm okay with the dark. If you're going to do this, you have to understand that you have a light and you're dimming it. So if you want to do that, I'll rock with you. I don't give a fuck. But you need to understand that it costs.
For sure. I think because the way that she got that spell is because of the courtroom trial. She saw her grandma. Her grandma was the one that ripped her and Uther to this, like, whatever pocket dimension or whatever. And because we leveled up in that, area, it was essentially, okay, she's essentially gotten psychic damage from this. She's an aberrant mind sorcerer. And so basically her head has gotten twisted now, and she's gotten very much mentally changed by that incident. And so that's how she got Chill Touch.
Funny thing, because we both leveled up in that courtroom.
Yep.
That's where Uther lost Chill Touch. He doesn't have it anymore.
Yep. And that's why I took it, because I'm like, I know he doesn't have it.
Oh
So
shit!
you just called her a sorcerer, though. Did you multi-class?
I did.
Oh.
Oh
Yep.
shit!
We need
I
to
don't know what's
update
happening
our
anymore.
overlay.
Artificer and sorcerer won't both fit on the overlay. It's fine.
They won't fit.
Oh.
It's all right.
But yeah, and because she's an aberrant mind, like, we kind of vaguely talked about, like, hey, what if she's the next seer for the Vistani? What if she takes over for Ava? And, like, having that psychic and having that weird broken part of her mind leads to her inheriting that role when she goes back.
That's exactly why Uther, for a hot second, blamed Bright when a second Uther showed up, because he thought it was more of that Vistani fuck shit. Like, God damn.
Okay, see, you said that, and I was like, why are you yelling at me? I've literally done nothing.
He thought it was.
Okay.
Man, there's nothing a good fireside chat can't fix. We just all
Right.
sat down and chatted with one another. Hey,
Look, that's what Bright was saying for the first 20 episodes,
you
okay?
guys don't hug in the next episode. I'm burning this game to the ground. Gonna make this conversation happen.
Okay, but I don't know that you want Bright and Uther on the same team.
Yeah, because Uther loves where Bright's going.
Now, I thought
Uther loves where Bright's going.
No,
Session
so-
23,
If-
we decide what the team's doing. Which
If all
team are we
five-
on?
If all 5 of us are on the same team, that's gonna be wonderful. If it is Bright and Uther versus anyone else, it will not be
It
good.
might be a problem. It might be a problem.
Also, I just realized while we were in this session tonight, this is very off topic, but remember when I was like, I want my powers to be like a Care Bear stare?
Yeah.
I realized that I've slowly changed Ficus into Braveheart from Care Bears. So if you don't know Care Bears, go check it out. Now I gotta find a Braveheart shirt by next week. Or 2 weeks.
Yep, 2 weeks. I
I
think
just want you guys to be friends again and talk about family. That's what Ficus
I mean,
needs, is for their like family and
Yeah.
tribe discussions to start happening again.
Yeah, I would like that as Nipper.
She's fine with being in the background and just
I don't know. I
Like,
kind of like
playing
Dark Knight
cards
and
with
Dark
Soul and Leaf and just like letting you guys have your conversation about going down to the dark side. Like she's okay with that. She just wants it to be a dark side family.
It's okay if you're evil as long as we're all evil together.
As long as we can fist bump about it, okay? I just want the fist bumps back.
It's really hard for me to be
I
okay
like-
with burning my holy book page by
Yeah,
page.
yikes.
We didn't see
so-
it. The mist. The mist keeps
I'm
us ignorant.
so sorry that I instigated that.
It's like, what? Like, oh, you could burn it. Like, what? Wait, what?
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Aesthetically, Soul didn't see it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Thank you.
Just got like
the
the
should have burned him when he picked it up. By the way,
just got a half-burned book of Lathander.
Okay, we have other books with
since I've well established there's a couple inches of water every page went out
Yeah.
as soon as you put it down.
Yeah, it's soggy. It's soggy. No problem.
Well, I think that is good for this time around, and we will get back together in 2 weeks. So stick around. We'll see you then. Lots of great stuff coming up. Until we see you in 2 weeks, be good.